for Wake Forest, 21. For Sean Salisbury and Tracy Wilson, I'm Jerry Punch now, sending you out to Blacksburg, Virginia for Pittsburgh and Virginia Tech coming up from Lane Stadium.
And Jerry, thank you and welcome to Lane Stadium. Sold out, very chilly tonight. It's going to drop into the 20s for the Panthers and the third-ranked Hokies of Virginia Tech. Both 3-0. One will tie Miami at 4-0 atop the Big East. And this is a game that Virginia Tech and its fans have waited 364 days for. Because last year at Heinz Field, they had happen to them what never happens to the Hokies. They lost 38-7. And afterwards, Pittsburgh let them know exactly what they thought about Virginia Tech's effort. Dave Barnett with Bill Curry, Mike Golick, Alex Flanagan. Walt Harris, the sixth-year head coach of the Panthers, has very quietly put together one of the best streaks from the middle of last year to right now in the country. They have won 7 straight in the league, 12-2 in that span. And Frank Beamer has a very typical Virginia Tech team, 8-0, 3-0 in the league, third ranked in the country. And he said it was very easy to prepare his team for this matchup tonight. They've waited a year. Very good kickoff return unit for Pittsburgh, with Torrey Cox dropping back along with Shante Spencer. Virginia Tech winning the toss, deferring. And John Malera has it teed up for the Hokies. Glad you're with us. This should be a good one tonight. It'll be Cox from the 6. And with an alley out to the 23-yard line, and from there the Panthers will go to work after a return of 18 yards. Rod Rutherford, according to Walt Harris, had something happen to him over the summer. He's a different quarterback. 31% passer his first 2 years. This year he's 53% with 12 touchdowns, and he leads the Big East in total offense.
And another good thing that happened to him was Larry Fitzgerald, true freshman, #1, also #1 in the conference in catches with 38. The best hands of anybody on the football team.
Panthers out in the aisle of noisy Lane Stadium. Watches as Rutherford goes deep on the first play from scrimmage, and Larry Fitzgerald makes the catch at the Hokie 40, 37 yards. As the Panthers show what they're about tonight.
Well, this is exactly what Pittsburgh would love to do. They've got some excellent receivers. Bill just talked about Fitzgerald. They have a couple of more as well. Here's a guy who's 6'3", 210, going up against Ronyel Whitaker at 5'9". That's the matchup you want when you see it on the outside. Underthrown, he comes back for it beautifully.
The Big East leading receiver. And according to his coaches, the best hands they have ever seen at any level. Rutherford on the roll, very mobile, dangerous runner. Will keep him another first down at the 27 of Virginia Tech. Jason Lawless tracks him down after a gain of 13. This offensive line for the Panthers, all very experienced, especially Anderson. He's a 4-year starter. Reed, they say, has some NFL qualities at center.
That defensive line, you look at Nathaniel Adibi. This defense has 31 sacks. Adibi leads with 7, and these ends like to line up wide and really come flying off the corner.
A very deep Virginia Tech defense. Toughest to run against in the country, toughest to score against in the country. First carry, Brandon Myree, transfer from Alabama, is down inside the 13-yard line. 15 yards, brought down by Brandon Manning.
Brian Anderson, number 77, the big right guard, who's about half mean in addition to being a very good player, just mauls his guy, drives Jason Lawless off the ball into the ground. Myree down to the 13-yard line. The Alabama transfer.
3 plays, 64 yards for the Pittsburgh offense. With the opening kick of the game, Rutherford dropping back to the gun. And it was fullback Lusaka Polite, but there are whistles and flags. And the play clock expiring on the Panthers.
Dead ball.
John Smith.
And they have gained offense. 5-yard penalty remains, first down.
Smith, our referee. And they'll back it up to the 18. Linebacking core for the Hokies. Baki, their leading tackler. This is Anderson's second straight start for the injured Vegas Robinson. He may come back next week. And in their secondary, Hall and Whitaker returning to the starting lineup to deal with these very tough Panther receivers. They're deep in the secondary as well. On a rotation, in and out. So 1st and 15. And Rutherford to the end zone, and he overthrows Fitzgerald. Again, going for the 6'3" Fitzgerald matched with the 5'9" Whitaker.
Well, this very important that the Pittsburgh offense get points on the board. They've already self-destructed with a 5-yard penalty. They've been very poor in the red zone. 5 out of the last 6 times they've been down there, they've had to kick a field goal, and they've already made it more difficult with the penalty. You need to score touchdowns down here in a game like this.
On 2nd and 15, out of the eye, a play fake to Myrie, and Rutherford looking to keep all the way. And Willie Pyle drives him out at about the 12. The free safety, one of the top senior DBs in the country out of Alexandria.
Here's J.D. Burkhart, fine offensive coordinator who works hand in glove with Walt Harris. I said, how do you handle that quarterback coach who happens to be the head coach? He said, oh, I just take him behind the woodshed every now and then. I said, right.
What he actually said is they have a relationship a lot like Gary Kubiak and Mike Shanahan.
Yeah, he did add that.
Over in Denver. So 3rd and 8. And tough to hear down there with a back split. And a blitz look, but a 4-man rush and plenty of time for Rutherford. Finally gunning to the end zone, deflected, almost caught on the rebound by the tight end Chris Wilson. Manning got a hand on it.
Just took a little too long to get the ball to Wilson, who broke to the middle of the end zone. Manning was able to come over and make the play. They'll look for Wilson an awful lot right in the middle of the field. You're going to see he's going to break out and then in. There he is open right there. And he's getting ready to deliver the ball. Just a little too long. Should have thrown it right before the break.
David Abdul, true freshman, has hit 9 straight field goals. 28-yarder here. And his streak has ended. Frank Beamer saw Pittsburgh rip his defense for 64 yards on the first 3 snaps of the game, but the Panthers come away with nothing. So Virginia Tech will take it on offense for the first time. And our first look tonight at the untouchables. Lee Suggs, the senior. Kevin Jones, the highly recruited sophomore. Go to work next.
Yo, can I use your phone?
I'm cool, but that's cold.
That's my son.
Don't disrespect the man's house. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Give me that. What are you doing?
Yo, did you find it? You can save on every call. Just dial right down the center. 1-800-CALLATT.
It's free for you and cheap for them. You're out of mayo.
What kind of place is this?
You okay in there, man?
Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Believe me, I know this place like the back of my hand.
The Saturn Vue comes standard with 4-wheel independent suspension.
This is it. You're gonna love
Split folding rear seats for more cargo space.
Excuse me.
Check it out. Cannonball!
And dent-resistant side panels.
I'm cool.
The Saturn Vue. Get in, get away. Get a 2003 Saturn Vue at 0% APR, 0 down payment, and 0 monthly payments for 90 days. See retailer for restrictions.
Dude, I haven't seen him. He was supposed to be here an hour ago. Can anyone here play the bass?
Oh. Is there a bass player in the house?
Jack Daniel's Original Hard Cola, a premium malt beverage as unique as the people who drink it. Come as you are.
They're calling your name.
Rated R at theaters November 8th.
Heartburn can be brought on by stress or food. For fast relief, get Zantac 75. Zantac quickly blocks the strongest acid trigger for heartburn relief that's gentle anytime. Zantac, the shape of fast heartburn relief anytime.
Frank Beamer is into this game just a little bit, as he saw the surprising miss from 28 yards by David Abdul. And his defense got gashed, but they did not give up points. They give up fewer than anybody in the country, less than 11 per game. So their offense now taking over at the 20. Behind Brian Randall, sophomore from Williamsburg. Their starters since week 3, 6-0 in this role. And the most accurate passer in the Big East, 66%. They only throw it 19% of their snaps. And right away, Lee Suggs dragged down as he tests the right side for a gain of maybe a half yard by Brian Guzik. Brian Randall, a parade All-America, rushed and passed for 1,000 yards twice in high school. Only Virginia player ever to do it once. And the backs and receivers, Suggs, and then we'll see Jones. Wilford, their favorite target, 19 catches, averaging 19 yards per catch. Gain of the length of the ball on the first carry by Suggs. To the air for the first time, Randall, like Rutherford, can hurt you with his legs. Not this time, though. Tracked down from behind at the 13, and the ball is loose. And at the bottom of the pile is a Pittsburgh recovery. The Panthers knock it free from Randall. Claude Harriet and Vince Kroshunas doing the tracking.
Well, I'll tell you, this one can happen when you have a playmaking quarterback. There can be big plays, or like this, it can be bad plays. He'll get caught back from behind by Harriet, and he strips the ball. Gerald Hayes, 51, is the one who gets a recovery. And there's some joy in the Pittsburgh booth. The big plays can happen with a scrambling quarterback, but a lot of times you lose sight of where the guy is, the defender. Great job by Harriet stripping the ball.
It has become a problem the last 3 games. That's now 8 Virginia Tech giveaways. First down just inside the 14. And the carry by the fullback, Polite, who is the best they have in terms of yards per carry at 4.4. They've had a really muddled picture at tailback, and Myrie has finally settled in as the starter there. Kevin Lewis on the tackle.
And Pittsburgh's already self-destructed down here in the red zone previously when they were here. 26 out of 30 times they've scored this year. That'll be 26 out of 31 now. Only 22 touchdowns. Not a good percentage.
Loss of 1 for Polite. They are coming after Rutherford. And they have him, and the ball is loose and recovered by Virginia Tech. Lewis takes it right back.
When you're going to start scrambling around as a quarterback, you've got to protect the ball. Rutherford had the ball hanging out. McKee is the one who knocked it free. If you're going to start scrambling, you've got to protect the ball. You see the blitz coming. It's a jailbreak here. The ball is out. The hit is made, the fumble. If you're going to come up the middle with it, you got to protect it. Look at it out there, Bill. Where's it got to be tucked to?
Football's got to be riveted to the rib cage. Thank you for allowing me to say my favorite thing on ball security.
Give to Suggs. Bounces off the first tackle. Dragged out by Sean Robinson. And a chance to look at the Virginia Tech offensive line.
It's a line, and it's an offense averaging 247 on the ground. Jake Grove, the man in the middle, he runs that show, and he's certainly going to have his work cut out for him tonight against this Pittsburgh defensive line and linebackers.
And the Panthers, 8th in the country total defense, 10th scoring defense. Spencer gets his second straight start. Dan Stevens, bad shoulder, but should see some action tonight. Spencer, redshirt freshman. Second down and 4. And Doug Easlick, the fullback, with a rare carry, gets about 1 a game. Linebackers for the Panthers, a very impressive group.
If you love defense, watch Gerald Hayes, number 51. He is the intimidator, already with a fumble recovery tonight. He makes tackles sideline to sideline.
And this secondary, 7th nationally in pass efficiency defense. Morris also their second leading tackler, very active free safety. Here's Gerald Hayes, one of the best in the country. 2-time All Big East, 7th on the all-time Pittsburgh tackle list. 3rd and 2, and they look to throw and batted up in the air and incomplete. So the Panther defense holding after the exchange of fumbles.
Well, we're seeing Pittsburgh's offense. They moved the time they had to go down, but didn't get the payoff. Had a chance again. And Virginia Tech, that offense, you know, not really moving too smooth right now with the running game.
Vinnie Burns, sophomore from New Orleans, averaging about 42 yards per kick. And an excellent kick, sailing back inside the 15, where Sean Robinson gets off a nice return to the 26. 56 yards, second longest punt of the year for Burns. Panthers survive their turnover, still 0-0.
Get a 2003 Saturn L Series at 0% APR, 0 down payment, and 0 monthly payments for 90 days. See retailer for restrictions.
There's something wonderful about a hamburger. It's one of the few things that brings so much joy. Made fresh, hot off the grill, all juicy and delicious with fresh toppings so it tastes great. It lifts your spirits and makes everything okay. That's the kind of hamburger we make. Wendy's Classic Double with cheese. It's better here. And our pickup window's open till midnight or later, so you can eat great even late.
At BASF, we don't make the car, we make it more reflective. We don't make a lot of the products you buy, we make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
Red is the color of passion. My hot magma clipper cover is red. He's in the hot tub with a girl, and they're naked. You do the math.
What does your phone say about you?
You're not ordinary. You're not average. You're something special.
ESPN2's presentation of college football brought to you by Saturn, makers of The View, redesigned L Series, and the all-new Ion. And by Wendy's late night pickup window, where you can eat great, even late.
Lane Stadium, you see the breeze that helped that punt by Vinnie Burns sail 56 yards, so the Panthers start from their own 27. Out of the eye, Myrie, his second big gainer. And to the 43 with the first down, and we go to Matt Weiner in the studio.
All right, Dave, well, one Big East team has already pulled off a big upset today. Boston College. Josh Ott picks up the fumble, one of 7 Notre Dame fumbles, and goes all the way in for the score. Notre Dame turns it over 5 times, and BC spoils their national title hopes, at least for the moment. Meanwhile, Miami got off to a slow start, but hangs on to beat Rutgers big.
Well, we really admire the restraint Mike Golick showed while watching that BC win. Polite bottled up. Earlier today, just in case they'd forgotten, right, the fans greeting the Hokies as they entered Lane Stadium had today's sports section. Just a friendly reminder, it was 38-7 Pittsburgh at Heinz Field last year. Evan Jones had his copy. And not just the loss, but the words after the loss have soured in the Hokie stomachs for a year. Myrie, no gain. Hokie defense starting to assert itself. And Mike, you've been in those situations.
Yeah.
When somebody beats you, that's bad enough. And Walt Harris said that's where we should have left it, but they didn't leave it.
No, the players didn't last year after the win. They talked a little bit of smack. They shouldn't have. Virginia Tech remembered it. Easy preparation for them this week. This is a game of who can punch each other in the mouth best for 60 minutes.
You know what I would do? If I were a Virginia Tech offensive lineman, I'd pick out the toughest guy on the other team, that's Gerald Hayes,
yeah,
and not try to whip him till he quit. Whether or not I could do that, I would enlist the help of the untouchables, Suggs and Jones, and I'd say, let's go play rock'em sock'em for 60 minutes. But I'll tell you, at the beginning of this game, Pittsburgh's been ramming the ball down the defensive throat of Virginia Tech.
This is a game that makes us want to suit up again, I believe.
Oh, man. We'd both love to play.
Panthers are penalized 5 yards. They had too many men on the field, and so this is now a 3rd and 14.
Shooting themselves in the foot over and over already.
They send Fitzgerald in motion. And they are coming after Rutherford. Manning has him dropped for another sack. Brandon Manning setting the defensive tone so far tonight for Virginia Tech.
Two things this is doing. It's only letting Pittsburgh send out a couple of receivers. One of their best, Chris Wilson, the tight end, averaging 27 yards of reception, has to stay in and block. Excellent blitz coming from the outside. They're bringing too many for Pittsburgh to block. Receivers have to cut it off in their hot routes, and the quarterback has to try and get rid of the ball.
Andy Lee, the Big East leading punter, 43 yards per kick. D'Angelo Hall will return it. No! Another block by Virginia Tech. And rolling around until it's finally recovered at the 2.
Nathaniel Adibi, number 83, right up the pipe. That makes 10 punt blocks for Virginia Tech against Pittsburgh, the team that they have victimized the most often in their amazing run of being the team most successful in blocking kicks since 1990.
Right up the gut, straight up the gut. Adibi does a nice arm over move. That's the shortest point from A to B. And they work on this all the time. This is a devastatingly good special team, all run by their head coach, Frank Beamer.
95 blocks, 52% of the games Beamer has coached, they blocked the kick. Jones, first carry, steps in for a touchdown. I mean, it's almost like you turn on any Virginia Tech game at any point, you're likely to see what we just saw. Block punt, quick score.
They do it time and time and time again. It's absolutely amazing.
Extra point by Nick Schmidt is good. 7-0 Hokies.
Now let me repeat this. This is the 10th kick that Virginia Tech has blocked against Pittsburgh since Frank Beamer was the coach. Now you think this has got to be a blown protection? No. What they did is they picked the side that the center is responsible for blocking, and they put a fast guy like Adibi to that side. The center snaps the ball. He can't get over there quick enough on a guy like Adibi, and by golly, the next time they may just do it again. It's very difficult to protect a team like this by using the center after he snaps the ball to have to block one side or the other. I'm so glad that they didn't go to that scheme before I retired.
That's 10 blocks in the 10th meeting all time between these two. So they've averaged one of those every time they've played Pittsburgh. Look for a minute as if Vincent Fuller would pick it up and score right there with the block. Instead, Jimmy F. Williams recovered it, and Jones literally walked it in.
And this is a situation where Pittsburgh has been performing better offensively in this young game, but the bottom line is they haven't cashed in, and Virginia Tech goes to the bread and butter. That's fantastic special teams play.
Pittsburgh's had the ball inside the 20 twice with a turnover and a nice drive, and they got nothing. Now all of a sudden they're down 7. That's Beamer ball, folks. You got to play Beamer ball in this place. And if you ain't Beamer, that's hard to do.
And he gets the credit because he's the guy down there coaching the special
Yes,
teams.
he does.
Absolutely.
I was there Thursday. He coached them this Thursday.
Mahler up, driving this one all the way through the end zone.
You know what they call the punt block team? Pride and joy.
Let's send it down to our pride and joy, Alex Flanagan.
Yes.
Well, Dave, Virginia Tech has been using those things that Pittsburgh players said after last week's win all week this week as motivation. They plastered those quotes, put them all over their locker room, blew them up and plastered them. Quotes like, they quit. We made them quit. We were ready for war. I don't believe they were. And Coach Harris's quote, we dominated them. Dave, motivating words for the Hokies tonight.
Obviously. And it is cold down there, but you're not going to quit, we know. No matter how badly you may want to. Headed down to the 20s, and the wind is whipping through Lane Stadium. Now can the Panthers strike back to the air? Fitzgerald blasted by Roniel Whitaker.
Oh, and he knew it was coming too. Fitzgerald kind of stopped his body and reached his long arms out there. And Whitaker just made him pay for it and do a little going to sleep gesture there.
Oh, is he precious. He came up to and shook our hands, Mike. Mike and I go down on the field. Whitaker came over to address us to be sure we'd say something nice. I said, "You going to make a play so we can brag on you?" He said, "Absolutely."
1-1 now. He got beat on the long ball in the first one by Fitzgerald, and now he comes up with a nice hit.
Engaging young man.
Rutherford down to 2 on the play clock. Barely able to get the snap off. And Coles now chasing it. Runs out of room, throws it away. So 3rd and 10 coming.
Nice job of coverage. No place to go with the football. Virginia Tech plays an awful lot of man. About 50% of the time they're in man coverage, but this is a zone. They line up as if they're going to play man, but they end up with 3 deep. Watch them rotate back. You'll see the 3 deep, 1 safety, 2 corners. No place to go with the football. Everybody covered. Rutherford wisely pulled it down.
This is where they want to get their tight end Chris Wilson involved if he doesn't have to stay in and block.
Tight end who is
He's right here.
faster than Fitzgerald the wideout. It averages 27 yards per catch. They had to call time because they're up against the play clock again. So the Panthers stop it with 6:49 of the first quarter, and Virginia Tech's fans in 25-degree wind chill, loving what they've seen so far.
It is a wall, strong, solid, attached to nothing but the heart and soul of America. Monday, visit the Vietnam Memorial with the Travel Channel. Take this emotional journey along with veterans and the families left behind. See how they shed a new light on this unique place and uncover the secrets that make it a living legacy. American Icons, Vietnam Memorial. Monday at 9, only on the Travel Channel.
Eric Morales doesn't back down from anyone. Paulie Ayala doesn't know the meaning of the word quit. They step into the ring for one reason. To fight. To hit hard, hit fast, and hit often. Morales versus Ayala. Never surrender. For the championship of the world, November 16 from Mandalay Bay. Live on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View. Don't miss Morales versus Ayala live on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View, Channel 101. Let the action begin.
ESPN2's presentation of college football brought to you by the Intel Pentium 4 processor. Can a better computer really change your life? Yes, Intel.
Back now is the Panthers. We'll look at a 3rd down and 10. Cincinnati Bearcats, Louisville Cardinals. Top 2 rated passers in Conference USA squaring off. Dave Ragone and Gino Gaduli. 7:30 Eastern Thursday night college football presented by Circuit City. That'll be worth watching in Conference USA. Now Pittsburgh. Again looking at a Hokie defense. Ready to chase Rutherford. Which since the first series has been an effective formula. Hit as he delivers, almost intercepted right through the hands of D'Angelo Hall.
Well, they got what they wanted, Coach, but the pass wasn't on the money. Got rid of it. Slade was there, but the pass was behind.
That's right. They want that man coverage, but you got to pick up the blitzes, or you've got to throw your hot route. James Anderson came through clean. Got a good clean hit on the quarterback as he released the ball.
Well, let's see if they can block for their punter now.
Now what goes through Andy Lee's mind?
A DB. That's what goes through his mind.
Oh, high snap. Running for his life. And dragged out of bounds at the 21-yard line. And he could have gotten
That's a mistake. That's a mistake. He's got to kick the ball on the run. Just boot it. Get it down the field. Take any penalty that may come along with it. But just kick it and get it down the field.
This is what Beamer ball does to you. It gets in your head. You're not thinking about catching the snap. The center's not thinking about snapping the ball. He's thinking, I got to block. The punter's thinking about, I got to get rid of it in a hurry. And all of a sudden the snap is high, the catch is not good, and you got no poise. You're unglued.
We certainly know what the center had on his mind.
Well, they had a 3-yard, one-play touchdown drive after the block. And they only have to go 21 yards here. Offense can't have it much easier. Randall option. Keep it. And pays for his gain of 5. Let's check in again with Matt Weiner.
All right, Dave, we check in with the Pac-10, UCLA and Washington, one of the bigger disappointments in that conference. Tyler Ebell for the Bruins puts them up by 10. That game in Seattle. Meanwhile, Texas in Nebraska, they've just kicked their second field goal. The Longhorns up on the Huskers.
Last 74 games in Lincoln, Nebraska has won 73. The only loss, Texas in 98. With Ricky Williams. Randall to Jones. And he's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage.
He's
grabbed his left hamstring.
Yeah.
Right. Ryan Beinecke was there on it.
Yeah, he grabbed it before he was even down. Part of that 1-2 punch. Big East Rookie of the Year last year when he came in for Suggs, and Suggs hurt his knee.
And you know what is amazing, which I don't think anybody really realizes, is what he does on special teams. He's their top special teams tackler, so if he can't play for any length of time, they lose that and the great running back.
Yeah, look right there when all that pressure goes on the left leg.
Basically trying to get away from his tight end blocking for him, Keith Willis.
And how many programs take one of their best running backs and line him up as the gunner to cover punts? We asked Coach Beamer about that. He said, well, he's the best one we've got, and we've always used our top players on special teams. So he is the gunner. He's out there covering punts. He was down there covering the first punt tonight, almost made the tackle there, and you just have to hope this is a minor, maybe a cramp or something.
They can go stretch it out, hopefully.
Just have to hope that that's what it is.
Yep.
And of course, Jones burst on the scene last year as a freshman when Suggs in their first game tore his ACL and went out for the year.
And Jones thought he was going to be the man this year, and Suggs said if Suggs played last year, Suggs' intention was to leave for the NFL after last year. And those plans certainly got put on hold when he hurt his knee.
It was fun talking to him.
Yeah.
We said, I said, now, Kevin, you said that Suggs had some moves you hadn't seen. He said he learned them from me.
Yeah.
Learned them from watching me last year. They have a great time together. They get along very well.
They average 191 yards together, 5.8 per carry. 3 games this year, they've each had 100 yards or more. Randall for Woodford and a flag on Robinson in one-on-one coverage.
Well, here you go. This is what you look for on the outside. If you get the matchup you want, Wilford 6'4", Robinson 6'1". You're going to throw to your tall guy. We have a lot of tall receivers on both sides. Check it out. Looking back for the ball. Well, Robinson kind of keeps his hands on him.
Yeah, there was a little mutual jostling there.
Yeah.
Wilford certainly the stronger of the two. How many receivers you seen with biceps like that? This guy is really, really strong.
Well, when they're kind of jostling like that with each other, I'm not a big fan of the flag. Kind of let him fight for it.
I agree.
But boy, he's a big one.
Strong mentally too, because he has overcome the drop 2-point conversion pass. Could have tied Miami in the fourth quarter last year. So first and goal at the 2, and right to Suggs, who takes it right in. But they're not going to mark him in. Looked like he reached that ball way over the goal line. They're going to say it touched about an inch or two shy.
Yeah, he certainly
reached
looked like
the
he got
ball.
Alex, what do you know about Jones?
early reports are, Dave, that he has a pulled hamstring. The trainer just told me it is unlikely that he will return for this game.
And, Bill, those things linger, and that may be something, not that we're diagnosing from up here, but the typical hamstring's not something that goes away in a week.
No, you have to be really, really careful with it, and they will. They'll take good care of it.
Well, they didn't give Suggs the goal line, so second and a foot, and he'll try again, and no guesswork this time. 13th touchdown of the year for Lee Suggs, the Big East all-time leader with 44 rushing touchdowns now.
That's impressive right there. That is impressive.
As
and again, all off special teams. All off special teams.
That's right. As tough as it is to lose a guy like Jones, how about putting Suggs in there for him?
Yeah.
Two true freshman kickers tonight. Schmidt makes his extra point. Jones got the first touchdown. Suggs got the second. Virginia Tech in control. Panthers started on fire. They ran and passed for 64 yards on their first 3 snaps. Their freshman missed a 28-yard field goal try. And the special teams, as usual, have done damage for Virginia Tech, but receiver U goes back to work next.
Next time you're on the road and you need to fill your tank, here's something to consider. New Shell gasoline is specially formulated to help prevent deposit buildup in your engine, which helps keep it clean. And a clean engine performs better, which is why when they're looking for more from their gasoline, so many drivers choose Shell.
Hey, if your parents get divorced, who gets the fish? Dude, your sister's hot.
That's not cool. Hey, man. Check this out.
Cool. Is it loaded?
Nah.
He's on Verizon Wireless. She's on Verizon Wireless. She is too. So is he. There's over 30 million people on Verizon Wireless nationwide. And now you can have 1,000 anytime mobile-to-mobile minutes to call any of them you want. Plus, get unlimited night and weekend minutes on the America's Choice Network for $39.99 monthly access. And get a great Kyocera phone for just $49.99. So now all you have to do is decide who you're going to call first. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Well, we've talked about how Pittsburgh wants to be known as wide receiver university. Walt Harris says that is a goal of his over the years. Lots of wide receivers in this school here. Take a list of them. We have 1997, there was Terry Murphy with 79.4 receiving yards. 98 and 99, Lateef Grimm. In 2000, Antonio Bryant. 2001, R.J. English. It means wide receiver U could be, he thought it would be maybe in jeopardy this year, but with Larry Fitzgerald things maybe stepping up, may not be in risk of losing that leader in the conference. Dave?
Walt Harris, in fact, has coached 7 first-round receivers at his various stops. And one, Antonio Bryant, who had first-round talent, dropped to the second round this year. Cox returning, has some room, and then stumbles at the 23. That could have been a much bigger return than 19 yards. To Matt Weiner.
All right, Dave, let's check in on the cocktail party in Jacksonville, and Georgia fans get to raise their glasses first. 0-0 game, play action, David Green, J.T. Wall, touchdown, Dogs on top early, 7-0.
First time in 10 years, Georgia has been favored in that game.
That's that play they used to beat Tennessee last year.
Yep.
Nobody covers the fullback on the sprint draw play action.
Last year was Veron Hayes, I believe.
Now, the Panther offense needed to come up with some answers for the Hokie pressure. Rutherford keeping all the way. And somehow stays in bounds to pick up about 13.
Now that's a planned play. You're going to see the quarterback Rutherford do that rollout just like a sweep, just like a running back sweep, and then they'll mix in the pass off of that and try and do more than a few things off that. Come back the other way, but they like getting the lineman out in front of him and seeing what he can do.
Both these coaching staffs have talked about how they're mirror images of each other. The big contrast is behind Rutherford and the West Coast offense, Pittsburgh throws about 3/4 of the time, and Virginia Tech runs 4/5 of the time. This throw bounces to Lamar Slade. Other than that, they said the defenses really are mirror images. So you got a Virginia Tech defense that's the toughest to run against, and a Pittsburgh offense that does not excel in the run at all.
That's right, but they've already got 53 yards rushing, and this is a team that only gives up 40 yards a game, Virginia Tech. So we're in the first quarter. Pitt's already rushed for more yards than Virginia Tech's accustomed to giving up, and they've been blocking them pretty well.
Throwing, however, has been a problem. Rutherford 0 for his last 6. High snap. Shovel pass. Myrie with some room and up to the 44. Sunday Night Football featuring a couple of teams battling for what would be a critical win. Fred Taylor, Mark Brunell, the Jaguars, taking on Michael Strahan and the Giants, who look to harass, confuse, and disrupt. One of the most productive threesomes in the league. Taylor, Brunell, Jimmy Smith. Sunday Night Football, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. It all starts with NFL Primetime presented by Miller Lite at 7:30.
Those three are healthy for Jacksonville. They're tough to beat.
3rd and 3. And the Panthers really do not want another 3 and out. Rutherford has time. Throw over the middle is caught. And struggling down near the 30 is the tight end Wilson, who averages 27 yards per catch. He settles for 25 on this one.
Chris Wilson, one of the acknowledged leaders of the offensive unit, ran away from the corner of Notre Dame. I was so impressed with his speed there, and again here he shows speed and power. He's dragging Willie Pyle, number 35, Garnell Wiles, number 17, and 2 or 3 others. And that's why he averages 27 yards every time he touches it.
He challenged Fitzgerald to a 40 and was running away from him. Rutherford deep for Fitzgerald. A leaping grab in the end zone. 31-yard touchdown. And what did J.D. Brookhart tell us about Larry Fitzgerald? The best ball skills I have ever seen at any level. Think about that.
Again, you go to the outside, you look for the matchup, and if you think that about this guy, then this is exactly what you do for him. You throw him the ball. Watch him go up for the ball, and watch him just snatch the ball out of the air. Right in front of Fuller. Get the ball at its highest point. Excellent fundamental catching.
Did it come loose? Abdul makes it 14-7.
Boy, we got to go talk about it. Now we got to look at it.
But Fuller, he's got a hand in there. Yep. A hand on the arm after he makes the catch.
Great timing on the jump where he gets up higher. Great timing on the jump. Hits the ground.
And that's the second time he's done that tonight.
Here we go. Let's see. Hits the ground. Ooh.
That's a touchdown. No. The rule says that the ground cannot cause a fumble.
So he's got control here.
The ground,
but doesn't he have to?
He's got a foot down and he's got control, and the ball is over the plane of the end zone. That is a touchdown.
Well, there you have it.
That's the rule.
Convinces me. As long as he had that foot down, then I'm convinced.
The foot is down. The ball is secure. The ground cannot cause a fumble. If the foot had not been down, then it would have been no catch. And you try to put yourself in the shoes of that official standing there and making that decision without having 3 replays like we did. They don't miss very many.
This kid, for the next couple of years, how much fun is he going to be to watch?
He is something else.
Pittsburgh has had the leading receiver in terms of yards per game in the Big East all 5 years, and Fitzgerald now making it 6 years under Walt Harris.
And as surely as Frank Beamer has an advantage in the kicking game, Walt Harris has an advantage with these receivers. I know, because I used to have to coach against him when he coached at Tennessee. And it is a burden.
And if you're going to blitz, that's what Pittsburgh's going to do. I just lay it up in the air and let your athlete go get it.
Is that what you would do?
That's what I would do.
Short kick by Abdul. And Easlick returning. And updating Kevin Jones' condition now again. Alex, what do you know now?
Dave, the trainer just came up to me and said that Kevin wants to go back in so badly that they are working on wrapping his hamstring right now with heat packs. They're going to tape it up, and then he is going to come back out and try and go back in. And you remember from talking to him yesterday, this kid does not want to miss a game.
But, Bill, what do you think of that?
Be careful.
Hamstring.
I think what Mike just said.
Might it depend on how effective Suggs is by himself? Randall Wilford and Torrey Cox wrapping up quickly. Gain of 6. We go back to Matt Weimer.
All right, Dave, back out to Seattle, UCLA, and Washington. We showed you the Bruins going up by 10. Huskies have the answer. This is the Pac-10 after all. Cody Pickett to Kevin Ware, 20 yards, right back in the ball game. Meanwhile, Washington State takes over the Pac-10 lead. Jason Gesser, 3 more touchdown passes.
The locker room fight didn't have much of an effect. Here comes Suggs. And not much room around the right end. Finally driven down hard by Claude Harriet, junior defensive end, and Hayes was there too.
Watch Harriet here. Defensive end's job. If he's free on the backside and doesn't have contain responsibility, he can just cut loose and chase. This is how Deacon Jones became a Hall of Famer, catching plays from the backside. Nice speed, great angle by Harriet.
He replaced it greatly. Brian Knight.
Ooh, I say.
Now with the Bears. So 3rd and 3 for the Hokies. Richard Johnson in motion. And they call on Suggs again. Other side, same result, and the Hokies will have to punt. So the Panthers score and put a 3 and out there defensively.
Excellent job at the point of attack by Pittsburgh. Suggs running the ball because, well, he usually does as well, but usually trading time with Kevin Jones here, who gets his hamstring on this play, and now thinking about coming back in. And you know, any player worth the salt is going to want to get back in the game. This is where the coaching staff and the trainers need to take control and make sure he doesn't rip that thing any worse than it is already.
Not quite as pretty a punt this time by Burns. Sideways bounce. Fuller will watch it die at the 20.
Oh, there's helmets coming off there. That's what I'm talking about. And we knew there was going to be a little bit of this.
This is Mike Jemison getting into it.
Mike, I wouldn't be grinning until I put my hat back on, buddy. It won't be funny. You want to put that helmet on, then you can smile.
Yeah.
But it's not funny out there with no headgear.
Not exactly his fault he doesn't have the headgear. Put that on Jim Davis.
Jim Davis took care of that situation.
Well, that was big for Pittsburgh. Score, get the offense right back on the field. Tim Murphy has checked in at fullback. And Rutherford, after a play fake, wanting to go deep again for Fitzgerald and overthrows him, and that was 80 yards untouched. If he throws it 3 feet shorter. Well, Harris hated to watch that one float. We are down to 6. Yep. Miami looked like they might fall before they finally pulled away from Rutgers. Oklahoma, no problem with Colorado. Ohio State likewise over Minnesota. Georgia playing Florida right now. Bowling Green has moved to 8-0.
And just so it doesn't look, I didn't comment when the Notre Dame final was scored. Listen, you can't win when you put the ball on the ground as much as they did today. PC took advantage of it, did a great job. Just ran out for Notre Dame today.
Rutherford calls his second timeout. 50 seconds in the first quarter. Pittsburgh has dominated in terms of total yards.
Well, they've dominated in rhythm, Dave. I mean, they're in rhythm both offensively and defensively. Virginia Tech has gotten it off the punting, their punt block team. Pittsburgh is doing an excellent job.
154 to 21 total yards for Pittsburgh.
I think it's really significant that they had the 2 foul-ups in the kicking game. They go down 14-zip. They come right out, go down the field with Walt Harris football. We talk about Beamer ball. Well, Walt Harris football is taking on an identity of its own and is a really precise passing game with great receivers, great throwing, and also good in the kicking game.
And right now, it's number 1 run down the field. We'll throw it up to you.
Well, I mean, that's what. See, they're facing man coverage with short corners.
Yep.
You got tall receivers. It's like you said, Mike. I would put it up.
Absolutely.
But they've also been running the ball well. They have run the ball up the pipe with Myrie and those big linemen blocking Virginia. Virginia Tech's already given up more rushing yards than they normally do in a game. We're still in the first quarter.
Brian Anderson and the Panther offensive line has helped Myrie carrying 30 yards for 3 carries. And Rutherford keeping. Rutherford actually has the most carries on the team, one more than Myrie coming in. Again to Matt Weiner.
All right, Dave, last week Syracuse got their first 1A win over Rutgers, taking on Central Florida tonight. And it's Doug Gabriel gets it in 21-3 UCF. Earlier today, West Virginia over Temple. Rasheed Marshall, 98 carries and a score.
Question still out there. What has happened to a Syracuse team that won 10 last year? 3rd and 4 Pittsburgh. Rutherford with a blitz picked up nicely, keeping first down a lot more to the 38.
I understand this guy's 6'3", 220. This would be a big running back if that's what he played. And this is just a sweeping quarterback, and you can do so much off of this.
What a running quarterback gives you is an extra blocker. You've got a lead blocker in a back who's down the field making a nice, well, at least he made a nice throw on the corner. And you've got a big back with the ball under his arm who's capable of throwing, so it's tough to defend.
Kept it for 13 yards into the first quarter. First quarter marked by a lot of Beamer ball. A block punt, a high snap on another punt, and a few hits as well. 13-7. Between quarters, Kevin Jones came back out from the locker room. He has made it very clear he wants to go back in. But, Bill, how important is it not to listen to the players' desires and listen to what your medical people are saying about it?
Yeah, if you got a good trainer and a good doctor, and these people do, you don't pay any attention. All these kids want to play.
Rutherford with protection and deep into double coverage, incomplete for Fitzgerald, and they hang about the 3rd or 4th deep ball of the night up for Fitzgerald. He's pulled down a couple already. ESPN2 game track through 1 quarter. Another Virginia Tech block kick by Nathaniel Adibi. And then the second time they try to punt, this happens. And Andy Lee ran out of bounds at the 21. But Fitzgerald pulled out a 31-yard gem to get the Panthers on the board, and now they're on the move. Myrie hit as soon as he gets the handoff. James Anderson and Manning, who's had a terrific first half.
Well, it makes it very easy when no one's hitting you, and Brandon Manning just comes in and says hello. They're coming off a nice twist. All their linebackers do, they do a nice job. They stack behind the D lineman. The D linemen go one way and they cut underneath the other way. It's a great job, Bud Foster and this defense, what they do. Just coming off linemen, hiding behind them, unblocked.
3rd and 13. And Tyler Palco into the game for a quick kick, and he shanked it. So they sneak the backup quarterback in. They try a quick kick, and they're only going to get 19 yards out of it. True freshman quarterback. Pennsylvania High School Player of the Year last year, and telling Walt Harris what went wrong. It went very wrong.
And Walt Harris is sick in his heart right now because you do that to get an advantage, a field position advantage. You kick him down inside the 10-yard line. You got a guy that's a terrific athlete, and you send him out there with simple instructions, and he can't follow through, and he's got all kinds of excuses. But, Coach, but I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you had a bad kick, my friend. That's it.
Great field position, and Randall ready to take advantage. Scrambling instead, and all that running for nothing. No gain.
here is something that Randall will learn. He's still a young quarterback. He's drastically improved. I watched him early this year. He had very little poise. Now he has superb poise. His accuracy has improved drastically. Look right here. This is a pocket.
Got time.
It's called pocket passing for a reason. He's got plenty of time, and he just starts running around. He still doesn't need to run around. He could stand there for 6 seconds like Kenny Stabler used to do and then drill the ball in because they will get open.
Option. Randall keeping, turns it up, tripped up. That may have saved the touchdown, and Lewis Moore got a hand on him and holds him to a gain of 11.
Well, you know, I'm not a fan of a little bit of option, but this one certainly caught Pittsburgh. I don't kind of by surprise, but they had one man out there for the quarterback and for the pitch man. See, there's only one man on him. He declares to the pitch man, so Randall just turns it up. No one there. No one there. They're not used to defense in the option. You don't have to work on a lot because the team doesn't do it a lot.
Lewis Moore made a desperation dive. What a great play by Moore because he had been cut down.
It's a 55-yard touchdown if he doesn't. Move through the middle. Doug Eastlick, the fullback. We're working on his plays in practice this week, and he was laughing at the coaches. Yeah, like you're really going to use this. What are we really going to use in the game?
These two defenses are mirror images of each other. They play an 8-man front with a lot of man coverage. They dedicate 8 or 9 to the run, but the offenses have two distinct different ways of dealing with it. Virginia Tech will run the option as a way to deal with eliminating the extra man. Pittsburgh's going to line up and throw the football when they get that kind of front, and that's the difference, and that's what we've just seen here from Virginia Tech.
After no gain, offset on. Weineke coming on a blitz. Randall keeping again. Gain of 4. We go to Matt Weiner.
All right, Dave, and we go back out to Seattle one more time because UCLA and Washington swapping touchdowns. Tyler E. Bell, third of the night. And the Bruins cushion their lead to 10. Meanwhile, Oregon scored touchdowns in their first 4 possessions. They win big on Stanford, 41-14.
All right, Matt, we want to send our heartfelt gratitude to the men and women making up Marine Forces Pacific, watching our telecast on the American Forces Network, especially the husbands, wives, and children who serve alongside their military sponsors on Okinawa, Japan. Hope you're enjoying a good one. The Big East. 3rd and 6. Randall hit as he delivered. Wilford with a move on Robinson, who hangs on for dear life at the 21. A 19-yard gain.
Well, they got away with one here with the pass going short. Wilford's the one who turned around and saw it coming short, was able to stop and come back for it. Watch the cross, try for the confusion. Doesn't really work. Good coverage, but the pass is short. Wilford turns around, and he's the first one back to it.
We're seeing some great work by receivers on both teams, adjusting to the football.
And these are big kids. These aren't your father's receivers.
And it's cold down there, and that ball's just a little slick. The texture of the football is a little tougher to catch, but they're having no problem.
High formation, they toss to Suggs. Flag is down. Suggs is down after a gain of 3. Moore with another tackle. It is holding Virginia Tech. Ernest Wilford, at the end of last year, had this memory for the offseason. Down 2, 2-point conversion try against Miami. And right in his hand, somehow couldn't hold on. And we heard about it from none other than Spike Lee, who delivered a lecture on campus. Alex?
He was on campus. Spike Lee was on campus, and he actually was talking to a group of students, and kind of offhanded comment. He said, "Where's that guy that messed up?" And Wilford happened to be in the audience. He stood up, and then Lee went on to tell him that he ruined the whole bowl thing. When Lee opened the floor to questions from students, those students jumped all over him in protection of their guy. Dave?
Yeah, he said he found out how Virginia Tech fans stick up for their own.
Spike Lee's about 2 foot tall. You don't need to open his mouth up.
Yeah, not to Wilford, I don't think. Wilford got those biceps, too.
Coaches say he has made people forget slowly but surely this year. First and 20, swing pass Suggs. With a wall. And out of bounds at the 22. So Wilford took that memory and worked so hard in the offseason that he won the Excalibur Award, a wide receiver.
Never in the history of the world has a wide receiver been the strongest with the best strength index, vertical jump and running.
And then after missing that easy catch against Miami, makes that juggling catch. Turned out to be a huge one against Boston College. We've seen him make a couple of similar grabs already here tonight.
Mental toughness. He struggled with that last year, worked himself out, put his body through a lot of tests, and he's come through mentally as well as physically.
2nd and 12. Randall driven back by Brian Beinecke, senior linebacker out of Youngstown, Ohio. And a pretty big 3rd down coming.
Virginia Tech 39% on 3rd downs, but I bet that percentage goes down when it's 3rd and 12. This isn't a team that's used to that. They're not a great passing team. Of course, we talked about how well they do running the ball, so this certainly not their forte.
But
I knew there was
this guy has really increased his accuracy, and he's got 2 excellent wide receivers out here that can adjust to the football.
Wilford back in. He's wide left. Randall pump fake and keeps again, and they're ready for him again. And 4 white jerseys drive him back. Randall averages just 111 passing yards per game. Virginia Tech runs the ball. That's how they make their living and stay undefeated. And so having to go to the air, not working for them every time.
The reason Randall had to pull the ball down, we'll be able to see right here. Double coverage. He's going to Terrell Parham. No way. Too many white shirts. He wisely pulled it down, took the hit, and now they'll do whatever they're going to do on 4th down. They're trying to decide.
Virginia Tech only giving up 18 sacks coming in to tonight's game. Randall has certainly had pressure on him all night.
Well, this would be a 45-yard field goal try if they go for it on a 4th down and 17. We'll find out.
Nothing like the open road.
Yeah, too bad we're out of gas.
Ooh, somebody's coming. Hey, buddy, how about a lift?
No riders. Not even for $1?
Dollar don't buy much, mister.
It does if you dial 10-10-220.
Yeah, all calls up to 20 minutes are 99 cents.
Yep, and 7 cents a minute after 20.
20 minutes for 99 cents? You bought yourself a ride. You gotta sit in the back.
Great trip? Oh, be quiet.
Dial 10-10-220.
Today seems like everybody's getting back to nature. Nice to know some of us never left. Smooth and refreshing as a mountain stream. Head for the mountains of Bush.
Hey, get down here fast. They got the silver one. Okay, bye.
Claim your Volkswagen. With more standard features than ever, the right time to get a new Volkswagen is right now.
There they are.
Outback's curbside takeaway. Call up, pull up, and we'll bring it right to your car. So you can enjoy our perfectly grilled shrimp and our juicy steaks seared to perfection.
Hey, think you might have accidentally locked me out.
Outback's curbside takeaway.
Frank Beamer's usual kicker Carter Worley out again tonight with lower back pain. So they've had true freshman Nick Schmidt 2 out of 5, but his longest is 22 yards. And this would be 45 yards into the wind, and so they go for it on a 4th and 17.
What's your call, Mike?
18-yard pass.
Randall play action. A little bit more than 18, but it floats, and it is picked off by Cox from the goal line. Torrey Cox still on his feet and finally out at the 40. Fumbled, but we hear whistles. that would seem to say he was out of bounds maybe before he fumbled, but 41 yards on the return of the interception by Torrey Cox, senior from Miami. And this pass looks ugly into the wind.
Not only is it ugly, this is really ill-advised. Torrey Cox is underneath the whole thing. He's eyeballing the quarterback. You can see him running right down the middle of the field. The ball is just thrown to him. He does make a nice leap and catch. And then he makes an incredible run. He almost breaks this thing. He ends up on his feet right here. Right, if he's not caught from behind by a guy who ran out of bounds, he goes on down the sideline. What a great play by Torrey Cox, number 5, the corner for Pitt.
9 turnovers in less than 2.5 games now for Virginia Tech. Fumbled, snap. Did they get it back? Pittsburgh recovered.
And Bill, I know it was an ill-advised throw, but I mean that's exactly what they want him to do, isn't it? I mean, at 4th and 17, you're not going to stand back there and take a sack. You're going to throw it up, and you're going to hope something happens. You don't expect a return like that. I understand what you're saying, but in that position, throw it up and see what happens.
Throw it up to your guy. Don't throw it up to their guy.
I think he tried to.
Throw it over his head.
Yeah, make your guy catch it or nobody catch it. That part I understand.
Randall's got an arm strong enough to have thrown it to the back of the end zone and let one of his big guys have a chance at it.
Rutherford keeping all the way. Maybe 2. Whitaker and James Anderson on the tackle. And 3rd and long coming for the Panthers.
McCall McGee, number 45, the middle linebacker, in on that play. Has come off of a pretty serious ankle sprain on his right ankle. And he's walking with a little bit of effort, but he sure doesn't look slow when he runs to the football.
Fitzgerald slot right. That's all you look for. As Rutherford drops back, floater over the middle. Wilson, the tight end, may come close. I think he's still a couple yards or a couple feet shy of the first down, even after the extra effort.
Yeah, he's short. That's where you wanted to go. They had to get the ball off quick to him. He needed a couple more yards after the catch to get there. Doesn't make it. Go back to Torrey Cox in the interception and the happy man on the sidelines. But aren't these the things you put under your eyes there? Aren't you supposed to like have them horizontal?
They're supposed to go
horizontal.
This way, Torrey.
Yeah.
Let's work on that.
I think he's got a look thing going. See if they can get a punt off now.
Virginia Tech has nobody back deep. They have 11 on the line. This time Lee gets it off, and not bad considering.
Football is a game of ball security, field position, and hitting. Pittsburgh's winning the hitting battle. The field position battle is an absolute nightmare. They can't get a quick kickoff. They can't punt the ball. They're having a very difficult time.
35-yarder. The 18 of Virginia Tech. They were going all out for it. Couldn't believe they didn't get a hand on that one.
This is Doug McDonald. Doug is a normal, healthy man. But there's something different about Doug. There's something that's on his mind. And the sooner Doug deals with it, the better off he'll be.
If you ever lose your Bank of America credit or check card and it's used fraudulently, you won't be liable for a cent and will replace your loss by the end of the next business day. Guaranteed. Introducing Total Security Protection. Our way of helping you feel safer using your cards. It's free, automatic, and only from Bank of America.
Bond.
James Bond.
For the ultimate DVD action, no more foreplay. We've got your number. Own the 007 Special Edition DVDs now.
Taco Bell's Grilled Steak Taco. Tender slices of steak marinated and grilled to perfection. For a taste so authentic, you may pull a grilled steak switch out. For authentic carne asada steak, think outside the bun.
Chicago is a half a city. Paris is a city. It's all backwater towns. LA, it's not a real city. I hate to break it.
Around the Horn premieres Monday at 5 on ESPN.
Deep snappers for the Panthers have some issues to work out.
Well, I did it for 20 years, and there's nothing more difficult than to get that ball back. And you add the responsibility of blocking, and Kirk Johnson, number 69, is having a very difficult time tonight. 2 high snaps that have been very costly for his football team. Over there discussing it with the backup guy. Have great empathy, but you've got to get that job done. There's nothing more important in the game.
Cedric Humes in at fullback. Virginia Tech takes over at their 18. And Randall looking to throw on the run. And that is complete. That's quite a catch. Sean Witten. Good for 14 yards. Back behind the line of scrimmage, though, is a flag.
Oh, roughing the passer against Pittsburgh.
They'll tack it on.
Yep.
All Sean Witten does is make one play after another. The guy's just a football player. Number 26, wide receiver for Virginia Tech. Right there, he did it again.
Boy, we're certainly seeing
foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. 15 yards. Tagged on to the end of the run. First down.
Certainly seeing both of these quarterbacks on the move as we take a look at Witten. Wow.
Dante Spencer going for the interception and right through his hands to Witten.
Check out the hit. Oh, that was Gerald Hayes. Took him with the forearm right up to the chops.
So from the 18 to the 46. And whistles.
First and 15.
Plenty of time on the play clock, so this is going to be movement.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense.
You have to keep an eye.
5-yard penalty remains first down.
You have to keep an eye on, sorry, Mr. Smith, for interrupting you there. Keep an eye on Suggs. He averages about 18 carries a game because he splits time with Kevin Jones, who is out with a hamstring injury. So let's see later in the game as he gets the carries on, if he gets more than that, if it has any effect. I'm sure he would like to carry it every time, but he hasn't been because he's been splitting time.
Parham in motion. First and 15 for Suggs, and they open in the hole. At left tackle, he gets 6. We get back to Matt Weiner.
All right, Dave, back to the cocktail party. Florida now getting a chance to sit. Rex Grossman, Aaron Walker for the touchdown. They missed the extra point, and Florida just knocking on the doorstep, gets intercepted, so it's Georgia ball. Earlier today, Bama all over Vanderbilt. Tyler Watts, 176 yards and a touchdown.
Boy, and Grossman, 16 out of 18.
Guy's good. They protect him, they got a chance.
Segment 8, Suggs. Hit behind the line, keeps going, gets a couple. Hard-fought yards. Brought down by Tyrone Gilliard and Tez Morris, the safeties.
Suggs and Jones, a fascinating story of 2 outstanding backs. And Billy Height, their running back coach, feels like that in the past, when he wore out one tailback, he might have actually shortened the guy's career after college. So he always works to have 2 tailbacks. Suggs and Jones feel like that they could carry the load alone, either of them. So that's what Mr. Suggs will be up to tonight in the absence of his buddy.
So here's a 3rd and 6 from midfield. And they blitz Randall. Chased by Hayes. Randall will come down a yard and a half shy of the first down. Finally run down by Brian Guzik.
There's the guy who was a point guard, and he's running around. He's got the rock in his hand, looking for someone to dish it off to. And all chaos breaks loose. The ref gets caught up in it, ends up on the ground. He is all over the place. It's tough for an O-line. They don't know where he's going to end up. He's just trying to make something happen. Everybody's switching positions. Referee says, I'm in the way. He's got to work on the shuffle a little bit.
Fans wanted him to go for it.
I don't think that guy can shuffle.
I don't think so either.
And he burns on the kick on 4th and 1. And the wind knocks that one flat down. And it bounces backwards. I mean, the wind killed it at the 15, and it's going to go 24 yards.
So that's a serious wind down there, too.
14-7, Virginia Tech, with the nation's toughest defense to score on, giving up less than 11 points per game. They're back at it next.
Retirement plans from the Principal Financial Group can prepare you for almost anything.
Yeah, you got it.
Retiring!
One last thing. At the Principal, we're the nation's 401k leader. We offer mutual funds, annuities, and rollover IRAs, which leads to a secure, happy retirement.
Ted!
Ted, how'd you do it?
Planning.
For 120 years, the Principal Financial Group, we understand what you're working for.
Showbiz. You gotta love it, because we've got the new Hollywood hits no one else has. Show off. It's hard not to, with daring, innovative, new original series. Showplace. This is it, where you'll see Showtime, Flicks, Sundance Channel, and the Movie Channel, all with Showtime Unlimited. Call 1-800-DIRECTV and get 4 premium networks on 9 digital channels, all in one place.
It's NBA League Pass on DirecTV. What a deal! More games, more action. The biggest stars.
Finishes with a diving alley-oop slam.
Catch the free preview of NBA League Pass from October 29th through November 5th on channel 721 through 733. To order, tune to channel 216, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS, or visit directtv.com.
Takes it hard to the hole. Oh, my!
ESPN2's presentation of college football, brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. And by Bank of America.
Larry Fitzgerald's spectacular touchdown catch for the Pittsburgh Panthers, trying for their first 7-2 start since 1983. It had ended in the Fiesta. That's where Virginia Tech wants this year to end. Just under 3.5 minutes to go from the 21. And Rutherford chased down in the backfield. Jason Lawless, big defensive tackle from Mitchellville, Maryland. Plays big anyway, 254 and quick, and hits about as hard as anybody pound for pound.
Virginia Tech lined up in essentially a wide tackle 6, and nobody blocks Lawless. It's a missed assignment up front. Either Dan LeCarte, the left guard, or Rob Petiti, the left tackle, should have been blocking on Lawless. That's the kind of stuff that Bud Foster lives off.
He has his second straight unit in the top 2 in the country rushing and scoring defense. Rutherford with time this time, and over the middle caught Wilson fighting for the extra yardage, and to the 25 where it'll be 3rd and 6. Thursday night football presented by Circuit City, 7:30 Eastern from Conference USA. Dave Ragone and Gino Guidugli, the top 2 rated passers in the conference. And they'll bring the Bearcats and the Cardinals into battle. A little hoping to remain in the hunt for a Conference USA championship. And a trip to the Liberty. Clock nearing 2 minutes. 1 timeout for the Panthers, 3rd and 6. Blitz picked up. Rutherford fires incomplete. Intended for Fitzgerald.
Here's what the great thing that Virginia Tech does to get them out of it. Who caught the last ball? It was Chris Wilson. Now, he couldn't go out that time because he had to stay in and protect. That's a perfect situation for him to run a little 6 or 7 yard hook and get the first down. But because of the defense Virginia Tech ran, he had to stay in and block. And here we go again with the attempt for Pittsburgh to punt.
And this time we'll have Jonathan Sitter snap it. Not Kurt Johnson. Last 2 have been high. This one's perfect. And it's still almost blocked. Gracious. D'Angelo Hall ridden down at the 33 by Marcus Furman. 45-yard kick. Sitter gets off a perfect snap, and they still come this close to getting a hand on it. 14-7.
We dream
of
stopping cancer.
We dream of stopping cancer.
We dream
of shaping the future of housing.
We dream of shaping the future of housing.
I dream of curing Parkinson's disease.
I dream of discovering new energy resources.
I dream of ending world hunger.
We dream.
I dream.
We dream.
I dream.
We dream.
We dream.
Championships are not won in bowl games. They're won on cold winter mornings and simmering August afternoons. Football is not a fall sport. It's a sport for all seasons. 12 months a year, every day of the week. Championships are won because bodies are in peak condition, minds are prepared and focused, and hearts are as big as the ocean. That's how championships are won. And that's why we savor them so dearly.
65,000, the view from the newly enlarged south end zone at Lane Stadium, Blacksburg, Virginia. Hokies don't give up halftime leads. They've won 75 of their last 80 over the last decade when they've had a lead at the half. Pretty good chance they'll have one tonight. Minute 54. And Randall starting from the gun. Well, nicely done. On the run, Randall hits Parham. And that's about as good a pass as Brian has thrown it. Good for 13 yards. Virginia Tech ready to go without a huddle. They have 2 timeouts left. Unbelievable effectiveness in the first half. This team has been behind once all year.
It's incredible.
3-0 in the first quarter at Texas A&M. That didn't last long. Randall scrambling into the arms of Vince Croshunas. And at a minute 25, the Hokies will use their second timeout.
I agree with you, Bill. The pocket does break down on him some, but he starts to move around a little too quickly.
He has not been in an offense that emphasizes pocket passing, because their primary way of dealing with the 8-man front has been to run the option with a minimum of passing. Now he's improving his accuracy, and they will want to throw the ball more. They obviously had that as a big part of their plan tonight, and he'll get better, but he just got to go through this process of learning to feel when the pocket is still there and when it's not.
Well, when we get to halftime, we'll, of course, check in the studio with Matt Weiner and this man. And this is how you probably remember Mark May in the early 80s.
Golik's getting palpitations. Mark May used to whoop him so bad.
I'm going to tell you why I remember Mark May. After this, when he was with the Redskins and I was with the Eagles, I remember him getting called for holding me all the time. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, he's held me.
You told me that he was tough and mean. And
he was.
Beat him.
Oh, let me tell you, he was. He was. But he had to hold me.
You mean that nice, mild-mannered guy?
Hey, he and Mike Pitt's one of my line mates. I tell you what, for whatever reason, they certainly didn't exchange Christmas cards because they fought all the time. It was hilarious. Now, I'm just kidding about May holding me. Obviously, Mark May was a fantastic player. We had some great,
we used to call you Velcro, Golik. We used to fight to try to get you to play against us.
You have something to say. Randall on target again, Witten. And stops the clock at a minute 20.
I was just going to say something nice about you, Mark, but now I'm not going to say it.
You don't have to say it, Mike. We used to have a fist fight in the huddle to draw straws to see who would line up across from you.
Oh,
it's amazing. We do the same thing on defense. We'd be fighting for the line and say, I want May this play. No, I want May. We know. And I love you, Mark. I'm just kidding, man. You're a hell of a player.
Wait a minute. This is getting ugly now.
3rd and 4. Randall and caught for a first down. Wilford keeps it moving at the 41 of Pittsburgh.
Now, we talked about Randall's accuracy. We're getting a display of wonderful accuracy here. 3-step drop passing from the gun, in essence, and he is putting the ball right between the numbers on these receivers.
7 out of 9, 74 yards. Usual work from Randall, a 66% passer. That one batted down and stops the clock at 102.
Well, when he sets and throws, Bill, you're right. He throws a nice ball. He really does. It's I think he just starts to get on the move a little earlier, and you were correct in saying that they're not used to that pocket offense here.
But what you'll see is he'll get better as this game progresses. He's getting pressure, then he's getting drops, he's getting a variety of coverages, and he's getting better at feeling the pocket as this game progresses.
Out of the gun. Protection good again. Whitten over the middle. Matt Warner, what do you and Mark have for us at the half?
Oh, we've got so much. The Irish couldn't hold on to the football or their national title aspirations. Unbeaten, started with 8. We've got the who's and how's and more clarity in the Big Ten. Mark and I back at the half.
All right, in the 3rd and 2. Clock at 37 seconds. Randall again time. Hit as he fires. A one-handed stab, and Parham almost came up with it.
What a wonderful adjustment by Parham and Randall. They're in man-free coverage, meaning there's a free safety, so he doesn't have any help out there on the edge. Man-free meaning a free safety in the middle of the field. Parham adjusts, goes deep. The throw is absolutely perfect, and if Parham goes up with 2 hands, he got a chance to catch this football. Shante Spencer in coverage. He's in good shape.
Yeah, he tried to use his left hand to stop the defender from intercepting the ball. Should have went up with 2 hands. You're right.
Again going for it. Last time they tried on 4th and 17. And Randall looks for the shovel pass. It's not there, and he is dropped for a loss at the 36. So the Panther defense almost as effective when you look at stats as the Virginia Tech unit, and they stand up and get a stop at the end of the half. Now, Alex, do we know anything more about Kevin Jones and his hamstring?
We do, Dave. He will not be returning for this game. He, as you guys saw, tried to warm that hamstring up a little bit, did not feel good, and the trainer's very happy that he has made that decision not to try and play. He does not want to risk him with an injury like that.
Well, really no need, especially with Suggs out there.
What the trainer was going to have to do, if he insisted, would just say, son,
sit down.
Have a seat here. I'm saving your career.
That is such a lingering injury.
Yeah, it's too bad.
So the Panthers will snap it. And Virginia Tech will head to the locker room with another halftime lead, 34-0. In the last 34 games, they have led. Walt Harris's team, though, has dominated. 183 total yards to just 115 for the Hokies. But it's a little bit like the Notre Dame game. They lost 14-6. All the yardage in the world, but down on the scoreboard. It is what we thought it would be, though. A brawl in Blacksburg in the Big East. Virginia Tech and Pittsburgh both unbeaten, chasing Miami. So we send you to Matt and Mark.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Panther legend Mark May will join me for the College Game Day halftime report. And it was a busy, busy day around the country. A couple of unbeatens fall. Others struggled throughout the day. Miami got off to a very slow start. The Irish couldn't hold on to the ball and may have lost their national title hopes in the process. Highlights, stories coming up.
Back to Suggs. And room this time. A lot of room. A foot race and he'll win it. Second touchdown of the night. 59 yards. $19 yards in the first half. And you just don't hold Lee Suggs down for an entire game.
No, and you got to give an assist to Brian Steinspring, the offensive coordinator, who really caught Pittsburgh's defense off balance there with an unbalanced line.
Nick Schmidt makes it 21-7. Well, they keep him bottled up, and then all of a sudden it opens up, and Brian Steinspring sees him go 59 untouched.
Steinspring coaches the offensive line, but he also calls plays. You can see the unbalanced line. There's yet another receiver to the outside, and the motion man comes across. A good job by Doug Easlick, the fullback, and there goes Lee Suggs. with a chapter out of his buddy Kevin Jones's book. Explosive speed. The
2 here, 4 here.
And yet another wide receiver out to your right side of your screen who also does a good job blocking on the corner. There he is. Ernest Wilford with yet another contribution. He not only catches the ball, he's a good blocker and a good special teams player, as are most of the Virginia Tech players.
Also, we saw Sean Robinson, I just talked about, didn't bite on the fake the previous play. The cornerback out there coming in way too far and giving up the corner to Suggs. And he beat him around it, and then it was a foot race, Dave, as you said, one that Suggs was going to win.
Wilford with a nice assist out there. Mahlerup has it teed up. Corey Cox is back. He had the Panther interception in the first half. And with the win, this one comes down to the goal line. Cox with 3 blockers out in front. Here comes a marker and caught at the 30.
It's a long throw by the flag, so you know that one's coming back.
The flag had the wind behind it too.
By the flag.
By the official. Oh, the flag did go a long way. It threw itself.
Let's check in on what Frank Beamer had to say at the half, Alex.
Well, Dave, he had to say a lot, actually, about Pitt's cornerbacks. He said that they were covering them a lot snugger than they expected, so they were going to make some adjustments at the half for that, and obviously they did. A very focused group of Virginia Tech football players at the half. Beamer also told them expect to be playing into the win, and he said, guys, just suck it up. Dave?
Well, right now, it is Pittsburgh going into the win. And after holding, they start from their own 14 with Brandon Myree. And a gain of 6. D'Angelo Hall on the tackle.
When Pittsburgh moved the ball well in the first half, they handed it to Myree a good bit with good result. And then they went away from it, gained a grand total of 9 yards in the second quarter. And they're coming out with good play calling.
That wind is on the ground because when you get the ball up on punts and kickoffs, it's a lot more of an effect than 6 miles an hour.
Yes.
And you toss the flag pretty high, too. Second down and 4. And again, Myree turns up the middle, close for a first down. Pittsburgh started this game. First 3 snaps, they got 64 yards. Rutherford hit a Fitzgerald. Myree had a couple of long gainers, but only 6 of 15 to get 115 yards.
And the reason he's still a quarterback is because Walt Harris recruited him to be that. And Rutherford himself, as a freshman, said, look, move me to wide receiver. He said, no way. I promised you were going to be a quarterback. You're going to be a great quarterback. And it's paying off for Pittsburgh's program right now in many, many ways. Third and short.
2 years ago, used as a receiver at times in a slash type role. And keeping, and I don't know, Mike, call this one. This looks right on the line.
I'm going to say, looking where the referee came in, I'm going to say he got it. Just figured I'd throw it out there. I thought for sure, you know, they faked the handoff and he just followed the back. I thought they might try that quarterback roll out there. That seemed to be pretty effective. I'm going to say he got it by about 1.5 inches.
I don't think he got it.
Well, see, Bill, obviously you just haven't been doing this long enough to get the view from up here. God, I hope I'm right.
Well, I'm just learning.
All right.
You're both wrong. That's a lot more than 1.5 inches.
Well, but he got it. Wait, I was right. Do I get credit for being right?
If you call the margin, you got to get the margin right, too.
You guys are tough.
Well, you and Mark can continue your love fest after you're right on that call.
Mark May.
Pittsburgh offense gets a lot of yardage and not that many points at times. Then you go back to the Notre Dame game. Outgained the Irish 402 to 185, but lost 14-6. Needing to close the deal. Rutherford going deep. Wilson running free and makes the catch and then lost it incomplete.
Willie Pyle, the veteran, they call him the coach on the field. He got beat. He recovered. The throw was actually a little short. You can credit the win with that. And then he raked that ball out of Wilson's hand because Wilson most assuredly had it and had it put away.
Wilson ran a beautiful stop and go. That's what got him behind Pyle. And as you said, the ball was underthrown. Well, watch the stop and go. Right down the middle of the field. Right there, he does a little stutter. Brings up Pyle, and he goes by.
Well, it's almost 75 yards and a touchdown. Rutherford keeping all the way. Slips. Gain of only 1.
I'll tell you what's happening now. Rutherford's getting frustrated. Spiked that ball just a little bit. Things that were working really well early, Virginia Tech has adjusted to now. Some of these throws are going to have to be hit. I can tell you, for Pittsburgh to get the ball in the end zone, they're going to have to throw the ball effectively and get Myrie greased up a little bit and get him going.
Again, 3rd and 9. Let's see if they take the tight end Chris Wilson out of it. Here he is here. See if they take him out of the play if he has to block.
Motion from Fitzgerald. They blitz Rutherford, and he is separated and gets one off incomplete. He was hit by Billy Hardy, and it looked for all the world as if Hardy was going to stick to him, and then Rutherford bounced off, still got the pass off, and there's a flag down, too.
This is going to be a personal foul on Virginia Tech. Dumb play, late hit, and Pittsburgh's going to keep the ball.
And believe it or not, the great hands actually did not hang on that time. Larry Fitzgerald dropped the ball. He hit him right in the hands.
Really close to a sack.
After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul, defense, 15 yards, automatic first down.
Now, to answer your query, Mike, whether or not Wilson, no, here's the late hit.
Show you right here. This guy right here, watch the hit. The ball's already down, and he's going to come up and do that. Dumb penalty, just cost you.
Roniel Whitaker.
Well, Roniel, we asked you if you were going to do something cool so we could brag on you, and you said you would. That wasn't it, son.
Start of the season suspended for the first 2 games, breaking team rules. Now on the bench. Rutherford. Wilson again out there. Hangs on this time. And dragged down, or else he's got another Pittsburgh touchdown. It's Jimmy F. Williams preventing that at the 11. 45 yards.
I'm going to tell you who that looks like. That looks like John Mackey, number 88 for the Baltimore Colts, the greatest tight end ever to play football. That's the way Big Mac looked, catching a football and running away from little DBs. This guy is a menace. Look at him explode. Look at his acceleration.
This is the prototypical NFL tight end. You will see this kid next year and the year after that.
For a lot of years.
Yep.
Marked him down to the 14. 1st and 10 Panthers. Fade for Fitzgerald. He caught it, of course. He is as advertised, guys.
Yes, and that is only the 2nd time in 8 attempts that Pittsburgh has gotten in the end zone from the red zone. And that's a noteworthy accomplishment, especially in this stadium and especially with the score, what it was in this situation. They had to get this thing in.
Great accurate throw to Chris Wilson the play before, and great here, throw it up, you catch it throw for the touchdown.
Yeah, but it was accurate too.
True freshman has both the Panthers scores tonight. Abdul, another true freshman. 21-14. Whitaker shaking his head because Virginia Tech should have had the ball. They had him stopped on the 3rd down. This is the cost they paid. Best ball skills his coaches have ever seen, NFL included. Think the NFL might be in his future?
I would say so. Maybe sooner than Pittsburgh would want it to be.
How do I say? Sony K. It's very James Bond, don't you think?
Yeah, in fact, there's lots of Sony stuff in the new James Bond movie.
Oh, how remarkable.
Dad, what's with the accent?
I have dual citizenship.
Oh.
Gear up like Bond. Win one of 4 great prizes like a movie poster or the grand prize of $50,000 in Circuit City gear. Everyone's a winner. Get your game piece at our stores or in this Sunday's paper. City, Circuit City.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Are your employees this happy? They might be. If you secured their financial futures with benefits from the Principal Financial Group, we're the nation's 401k leader, and we provide comprehensive benefits from insurance to investments, even mortgages. Great benefits tend to make employees more productive, loyal, and, well, happy. The Principal Financial Group. We understand what you're working for.
Can I take your order?
Give me 15 cheeseburgers.
Can I take your order?
Can I take your number?
Can I take your order?
You got any egg?
Can I take your order?
Man, I don't have any money. All right, well, all right, go.
Man, watch out!
At Kia, we challenged ourselves to create the perfect midsize SUV. So we loaded the new Sorento with standard features, included a powerful V6, added dual front and side curtain airbags, and a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. But the greatest challenge was to make it affordable, so we hog-tied our accountant, threw him in a closet, and priced it under 20 grand.
Introducing the Sorento from Kia. Make every mile count.
Ronyell Whitaker, senior from Norfolk, has had better series.
Yeah, and a big hole in the board. Bud Foster would put his fist through it again. Defensive coordinator. I still got some bad knuckles myself. Some of those boards are hard.
Taking it out on the poor board.
It's better than punching the player.
Yeah, that's true.
Lee Suggs' 59-yard run has been matched. Back to a 7-point game. Johnson. Flags down. We should have holding on the return by Richard Johnson, 23 yards.
This one's going to come back, and guys, we I mean, what Pittsburgh has done the first series, it was Fitzgerald against Whitaker, again 5'9" against 6'4". We saw it a couple of times. I mean, you take advantage of it if it's given to you, and that's exactly what they're doing. And Whitaker
During the return, holding return team 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
Compounded the situation with the dumb penalty to keep Pittsburgh's drive alive. Right in the back there, you see the late hit. Just dumb. And then you pay for it. A great pass to Chris Wilson. Finish it up with the nice pass to the outside. Well, he goes up and gets the ball. Beautiful.
So all the energy has left Lane Stadium for a moment. Wilford, though, on a little hitch, and here comes another flag. 14 yards before the penalty marker flew.
They're going to call Terrell Parham holding, yeah.
Second straight hold on Virginia Tech. To Matt Weiner.
All right, Dave, Syracuse stepping out of conference, seeking their second 1A win of the season against Central Florida, down by 8. Troy Nunes to Jared Jones. They waited. Touchdown, 24-0.
At the top of the Big East, these two and Miami, all 3-0 when the day began. Miami now 4-0, and the winner will tie the Hurricanes for the conference lead. Frank Beamer, of course, pointing toward the December 7th visit to the Orange Bowl and hoping that Virginia Tech is still undefeated. You got to figure Miami will be. Figuring to be for the Fiesta Bowl berth as well as the Big East title if both take care of business. Suggs. Just a couple this time for the senior from Roanoke. Last week, season low, 47 yards against Temple.
Gerald Hayes, the fine middle linebacker, one of the better linebackers we've seen this year. A dominating presence. You got to get a blocker on him. No hat on Hayes. He's going to make the play. He'll do it every time.
It's about close to 250-pounder that can go sideline to sideline and fill the hole.
Just 2 tackles, yeah. Staying out of his neighborhood. On 2nd and 9, Suggs looking to pass. Can't do it. They had him hemmed in. He had Witten, but he had no time to get it to him. Witten was open over the middle.
A little trickery out there by Suggs. They've been running that play a little bit tonight. Try and mix it up a bit, but Pittsburgh having none of it. Well, they're doing a nice job pursuing.
Well, what you do with that tailback is you say, if you see anything with a white shirt within about 4 miles, do not throw the ball. And there was a free safety in the area. He was well behind Witten, but he was back there. Good decision by Suggs.
They to him on 3rd down, and Rendell in trouble. Dropped at the 15. Lewis Moore has had a terrific night.
Eight Pittsburgh players in the backfield. You think they were coming after him that time? That's called bringing more than we got to block.
It gets even quieter, except over there. And now Vinnie Burns standing near his own goal line. Panthers came after him, got pretty close. This one will bounce and covered up at the 29 by Sean Robinson. But the Panthers own the momentum. 55-yard punt.
At Kia, we challenged ourselves to create the perfect midsize SUV. So we loaded the new Sorento with standard features. Included a powerful V6, added dual front and side curtain airbags, and a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. But the greatest challenge was to make it affordable. So we hog-tied our accountant, threw him in a closet, and priced it under 20 grand.
Introducing the Sorento from Kia. Make every mile count.
He's on Verizon Wireless. She's on Verizon Wireless. She is too. So is he. There's over 30 million people on Verizon Wireless nationwide. And now you can have 1,000 anytime mobile-to-mobile minutes to call any of them you want. Plus, get unlimited night and weekend minutes on the America's Choice Network for $39.99 monthly access. And get a great Kia Sera phone for just $49.99. So now all you have to do is decide who you're going to call first. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Let's see. Perfect. Which brings us to Mr. Friday.
What is that? Atmosphere? And those double glazed baby back ribs. And wherever you utensils.
The Friday's take on dinner tonight dig into our mouth-watering double glazed baby back ribs. Glazed twice for a one-of-a-kind Friday's taste. Eat what you love where you eat at Friday's.
364 days ago, Walt Harris at Heinz Field saw his team put together a near-perfect performance. A 38-7 win against number 12 Virginia Tech with the nation's #1 defense. You wouldn't know it from what happened to them that day. Outgained 393 to 151, 15 rushing yards, and the Panthers didn't settle for the win. They had to talk about it afterwards. So the Hokies had a week to remember, and not too fondly. Frank Beamer said it was really easy to get his team ready for this one. No motivation needed from him.
But it's not easy to whip these Pittsburgh guys, I'll tell you what. This is a football game.
Rutherford slips it to Myrie, breaks the tackle, and another, and he may have a first down.
I'll say this again. Getting Myrie lathered up, running the football. Every time they've gone to him consistently, he's made yardage. And then throw the football the way they did on that last drive, and Pittsburgh's got a chance to mount a consistent offense against this outstanding Virginia Tech defense. This is just good running through tacklers. Doesn't normally happen to Virginia Tech. It unnerves them when it does happen.
The ball handling by Rutherford, too, almost looked like he still had it. First man through this time, and going big, Tim Murphy. The second string fullback down to the 10. 53 yards. What a surprise. You'd never expect to see Tim Murphy with the ball. Just his third game, redshirt freshman.
Great job by the center, 64, Chad Reed on the middle linebacker. Tied him up well. Nathaniel Adibi uncharacteristically missing a tackle. And then some speed from the backup fullback.
It is on.
What a great call. What a simple play, but what a great call.
First and goal, 10-yard line. Worked last time. Fake Fitzgerald over the shoulder catch.
Kidding me.
Good gracious.
I was just about to say that. Good gracious alive.
Beat you to it.
Wow.
This is a true freshman.
Well, we've just seen a John Mackey lookalike. Folks, welcome to a Raymond Berry lookalike.
And I tell you what, let's give Rutherford some credit. That's a perfect place to put that ball, high and outside.
All three of the throws have been absolutely beautiful.
And what else could Vincent Fuller have done?
We might as well pull out John Unitas and Bart Starr while we're at it. That's how you throw the football, and that's how you catch it. Wow.
Abdul to tie it, and he banged it good off the left upright.
That is so hard to teach, that upright thing.
That's when you call your shots, just like a good pool player.
When things are going well, they're going well.
Has he made the most of 4 catches tonight? His third touchdown, blanketed by Fuller. But it drops down as if out of a chimney. Tie game.
Coming up on Sports Center, will unbeaten Georgia wade past the Gators or cap a day of BCS upsets? Plus, we'll tell you where Tigers lurking at the Tour Championship. Join me, Steve Berthium, and Linda Cohn, Sports Center, 10 Eastern on ESPN.
I'm Max Kellerman. I want to tell you about my new show. The idea is simple. People here think the people here don't know anything about sports. Around the Horn is going to bring sports experts together, and I'm keeping score.
Around the Horn premieres Monday at 5 Eastern on ESPN.
You know, Wednesdays will never be the same. NWA TNA, Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. Wednesday nights in November on pay-per-view. See the biggest names in professional wrestling. Scott Hall, Six-Pac, B.G. James. Plus, the most talked about new division in wrestling, the Extreme X Division. Order NWA TNA, Total Non-Stop Action today on pay-per-view.
It's simple. It's easy. Get the best pay-per-view titles in the comfort of your home with Blockbuster pay-per-view movies. You can order from a huge selection of new movies every week. With frequent start times and digital technology, you get immediate movie satisfaction any time of day.
Yes.
And you never need to pick up the phone. Just order using the remote. For complete listings, consult your on-screen guide starting at channel 100 or log on to our website.
ESPN2's presentation of college football brought to you by Kia and the all-new Sorrento SUV. Kia, make every mile count. And by TGI Fridays. At Fridays, try one of our delicious menu items tonight, like our double-glazed baby back ribs or lemon chicken scallopini.
Larry Fitzgerald has done it 3 times tonight. All 3 Pittsburgh touchdowns. They have come from 21-7 back here in the third quarter to a 21 all-time. And Abdul does a nice job keeping this one low, driving it through the wind and through the corner of the end zone. Let's watch it again.
And let's give a little background on Larry as we watch this. Larry's father and Denny Green are good friends. Now, Larry would be the ball boy at the Minnesota Vikings training camp. So he's seen the likes of some great receivers there, the discipline of a Chris Carter, the athletic ability of a Randy Moss going up and getting the ball. He's been around these guys, seen these guys. I'd say a little bit is rubbed off.
Wow. As Dave said, good gracious.
So Virginia Tech caught after leading by 14. Back to Suggs, who broke a 59-yard touchdown run to begin this quarter. Let's check in with Matt Weiner.
Hi, Dave. Texas and Nebraska, the Longhorns, the last team to win on Nebraska's home field. That was in '98. Chris Sims and Roy Williams, second time they've hooked up tonight, but Nebraska comes back with a passing attack. Jamal Lord to Matt Harry. Remember, they came back from 17 down at A&M. They're back in this one, down by 3.
Don't see that much.
No, you don't. They did it running. 24 unanswered points in the last 21 minutes today. Then pull that one out. Suggs running here. Should have the first. At the 30, down to Alex.
Well, Dave, all day we've been talking about similarities. Can't ask for much more similarities than a tie score here. But listen, we took a look at the media guides, and it even goes down to that, how similar these teams are. If you look at them, Pittsburgh calls it offensive electricity. Virginia Tech emphasizes excitement on offense. The Panthers called their defense blue-collar tough, while the lunch pail is the symbol for Virginia Tech's defense. And, of course, as we have talked about all night long, Frank Beamer is well known for prioritizing special teams. Pittsburgh has a similar approach, emphasizing in the media guide that special teams makes things happen, Dave.
All right, I've got a question. What is the difference between a lunch pail program and a blue collar program?
Nothing.
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 I think so.
The lunch pail program is the one that Mike Golick wants to be a part of.
That's very true.
Blue collar is the kind that you and I would be, Dave.
Well, that is Mike's lunch pail that he brought yesterday to our meeting.
That's a Mike Golick lunch pail right there.
And a nice little thermos in there.
Oh, yeah.
Whole deal working.
Mark May may be in there.
Randall faking left, hitting Cedric Hughes right, and Hughes all the way to the 48-yard line. Redshirt freshman from Virginia Beach, 14 yards. And Virginia Tech having to get for them almost exotic.
One of the least emphasized things in spectator sport in football is quarterback ball handling. That is much harder to do than it looks. Fake the throw to the left, get your shoulders around, make the perfect throw to the right to get your fullback down the field. Cedric Hughes.
He was a former tailback. He has breakaway speed, and with no Jones available, Suggs 15 carries, 102 yards. Hughes maybe. Ball loose. Panthers saying they've got it.
Yep.
Pittsburgh recovers at the 45.
Charles Spencer gets on the ball. Suggs never really had the ball. It came out of his hands before he even took a step. And nobody realized it was on the ground except for Suggs and Spencer was right there. Watch this. He never has control of this ball. Hands closed too soon. It hits him in the hands. He and Spencer the only ones who knew about it.
Is that the equivalent of a receiver trying to run before he's got control of it?
Well, it's worse than that. The back has to have a pocket, and Suggs brought his hands down, and he caused the fumble.
Looks like he's looking ahead to check out his hole too early. Myrie's got a hole. Good for 6 yards.
Tell you what, Pittsburgh has taken charge of this game, gentlemen.
Pittsburgh has been physically in control of this game. Roniel Whitaker down with an injury.
He looks like he's in some pain there.
I hope he's okay. But this offensive line is knocking them back. Good job by Polite there. Lusaka Polite, the fullback. The lead blocker on the linebacker. And Myrie is off again.
Pittsburgh has 147 yards on the ground. The first 8 opponents of Virginia Tech all had under 85 rushing yards, and this was the #1 rushing defense in the country, giving up 40.8 yards on the ground per game. 147 and counting now. And as Whitaker is checked, 2nd and 4 coming, 4:34 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Are you in on it? Go to cheaptickets.com for tons of unpublished airfares you won't find anywhere else. Or call now for our lowest prices on airfares, hotels, rental cars, and last-minute trips. Want to save even more? Check out our last-minute trip specials now and save up to 60%. Cheap Tickets, the best-kept secret in travel.
That was a Have a Good Time from Boston.
Boston returns with their brand new album, Corporate America. To order Boston's new album, call the number on your screen or go to MusicSpace.com. The searing guitars and soaring harmonies of Boston, now available on their brand new album, Corporate America. Order Boston's new album now and get a free poster.
Yeah, I have acid reflux disease. I still get a little heartburn, but it's nothing serious.
Even if you have just a little heartburn from acid reflux disease, you could have serious damage to your esophagus. What do you do? Call this number now or ask your doctor about a medicine that can stop the heartburn and start the healing. Don't wait to get serious about your heartburn. Call toll-free 800-498-9868.
Roniel Whitaker took a real shot on his left shoulder from 235-pound Brandon Myree.
But he also took it with his head down. In football, you must keep your head up. Look at Roniel right there. He ducks his head. That's a very dangerous thing. Most serious injuries occur with the head down. You keep your head up, you don't get hurt.
Came off holding the left shoulder about a foot lower than his right. Second down and 4, Panthers. And Murphy, who went 52 yards to set up the tying touchdown, off tackle to get the first down.
Well, I tell you what, Virginia Tech's not used to this. They're not used to getting knocked around off the ball. Everybody checking their helmets and their heads to see if they're on straight there. Guys going off the field. This Pittsburgh offensive line is hitting on their blocks. They're staying on their blocks. Smart plays, giving it to the fullback, quick hitters.
All tied up. Panthers hoping to become just second team all season to lead Virginia Tech. Slip it out to Lamar Slade to the 22. Gain of 11. Well, the top 30 money winners competing in the PGA Tour's final event going on at East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta. Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Ernie Els, Rich Beam, Vijay Singh, and a lot of the other big names are there. ESPN has coverage beginning at 1 Eastern on Sunday, and then ABC Sports picks up final round coverage beginning at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. The Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. Myree and the Panther offensive line controlling the scrimmage.
78 Rob Petiti, 52 Dan Lecarte, 64 Chad Reed. Tackle, guard, center respectively, just absolutely knocking people off the ball. That's a great big gaping hole. Virginia Tech just does not allow that sort of thing as a rule.
And a lot of things tonight they're not used to. Panthers have close to 4 times the rushing yards they've been given up. Myree again inside the 10, first and goal Pittsburgh. So we're getting late in the third quarter now. Virginia Tech led 21-7 before the second and third touchdown catches tonight by freshman Larry Fitzgerald pulled the Panthers back even. Sold out 65,000. Wind chill was in the mid-20s in the first quarter.
Pittsburgh back in the red zone where they've been ineffective with 2 exceptions recent exceptions.
Keep it in the ground, out of the eye. Rutherford trips as he gives that one to Myree, and he will lose a couple of feet.
You know, we've seen Myree perform well tonight, and the transfers from Alabama. And what's the talk been this week? Suggs, Kevin Jones, the untouchables. Well, I'll tell you what, Myree, I guarantee you the other side of that, which is Brandon Myree, is thinking to himself, you know what, maybe I'll show him up a little bit. Certainly you get prideful when you hear the talk about the other running backs all the time and you want to make a little name for yourself. Brandon Myree's doing a nice job of that tonight.
Left Alabama to do it with the Panthers. Rutherford keeping all the way. And makes the 5. Gang tackle there. Third and goal. And Ed Foster can't coach much harder.
You know something, Mike? You correctly talk about the fact you don't like teams that run a little option. This is not an option.
No.
This is Rutherford just ramming the ball down their throat like a big old fullback would. He lets his fullback get out front, and there he goes, and he takes a shot, but he dishes out some punishment too.
Fitzgerald wide left, another fade to a double coverage this time, and picked off in the end zone by D'Angelo Hall, who breaks a tackle. Hall finally counted to 46 by Rob Petiti. He returned it 46 yards.
It's a miscommunication between Rutherford and his receiver. The ball was thrown up for Hall, not for the wide receiver.
Yeah, this time Fitzgerald broke in, and Rutherford threw it like that exact same fade for the touchdown we saw before. That's where the ball was the time before, but this time Fitzgerald wasn't there.
Never stepped out.
It was a bust by Fitzgerald and a great call by Bud Foster to have 2 DBs there.
Suggs gets a couple, and those are the type plays that can save seasons, save undefeated records. Panther coaches thinking for sure they're going to at least get 3.
J.D. Brookhart just taking a walk away, and that's what you got, a true freshman out there, and he missed a check or a call in the huddle. And you're up against the cagey Bud Foster defense.
Randall on the option. Nobody out there for Suggs. To the 40 of the Panthers with a first down, and flags at the end of the run.
Yeah, this one's going to be coming back. Keith Willis is going to get called for the hold on Brian Beneke. So this one all for naught.
Virginia Tech only had 2 penalties for 15 yards in the first half.
During the run, holding offense. 10 yards, the spot on the foul, remains second down.
And
killing themselves here.
All right, Syracuse and Central Florida get you updated on that. 27-24. Walter Reyes works his way in, loses his helmet, but gains a touchdown. Q's up by 4.
Nice comeback by the Orangemen. Panthers have come back here from 21-7 down. They've missed a chance to go ahead. An end zone interception by D'Angelo Hall. 2nd and 8. Randall liking these hitches here in the second half. Wilford knocked out by Tez Morris at the first down marker.
Well, we are seeing some wide receivers, Bill. 6'4", about 220. And then we talk about Fitzgerald, who's 6'4". And these guys are big and strong.
Yeah, this is a bubble screen. This is in essence a bubble screen, so called because you see him running a bubble route, giving a little ground. It is a forward pass by the quarterback, so you don't end up with a backward pass possibility of going on the ground. And great hand-eye coordination and balance by Wilford.
Just inside the Panther 44. Suggs tripped up at the 40. Ball loose. Pittsburgh have another fumble recovery.
No, I think the whistle, they're calling it down.
Second down.
He was down.
It's really surprising to see Suggs put the ball on the ground at all. But you teach your backs, fundamental programs like Virginia Tech, you don't let go of the ball at any point.
And in his career, he hardly ever has. He went 3 years without fumbling. Lost one of the third quarter, and Virginia Tech lost a 14-point lead. What a fourth quarter this ought to be. What a show it's already been for Larry Fitzgerald, as the Panthers try to get a very rare win in Blacksburg.
Watch Monday Night Countdown, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN, delivered by UPS.
Kirk, you can take the helmet off. Whenever you're ready.
Mind if I stand? Yo. I'll get it. You guys getting this or what?
Send in your 1-minute audition tape to the Discover Card Gets You on Game Day Challenge. If you win, you'll appear on College Game Day and go to the BCS National Championship. Visit your local Best Buy for details.
Looks like you're going out of town for a while.
Yeah. 2-week training seminar in Arizona.
Training camp. A chance to bond with your teammates. To learn the newest tricks of the trade. Get ready for another winning year. Geez, I really miss it.
Going away for a while, Residence Inn has everything you need to make life on the road feel more like home.
Here, this always works for me.
Now make 3 stays and earn 2 free nights. Call 1-888-MARRIOTT today. Residence Inn. Your Marriott awaits.
At Kia, we challenged ourselves to create the perfect midsize SUV. So we loaded the new Sorento with standard features. Included a powerful V6, added dual front and side curtain airbags, and a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. But the greatest challenge was to make it affordable, so we hog-tied our accountant, threw him in a closet, and priced it under 20 grand.
Introducing the Sorento from Kia. Make every mile count.
You have the ultimate power to look better, to be stronger, to redefine your body and yourself. This is the Bowflex Power Pro. Quite possibly the most effective home fitness machine ever made. In as little as 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, you can get real results that can change your entire body. With over 60 Health Club quality exercises and up to 410 pounds of resistance, it's like having an entire gym in your home. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. You can own a Bowflex with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Call and ask for a free video and brochure, and check out the entire Bowflex lineup, or visit us on the web today. Redefine your body with Bowflex.
Just trying to keep warm. It's not that they're so excited to be on camera. You have to move tonight. It's dipping into the 20s. And the fourth quarter will start with a 2nd down and 6 for the Hokies, driving at the Panther 40. Randall, another option pitch for Suggs. And another 7 yards and another 1st down for the senior from Roanoke. So what a third quarter. Is almost a whole game in 15 minutes. Virginia Tech seems to have control, up 21-7. The Panthers roar back.
Yeah, and Virginia Tech has made mistakes in the second half. Key penalties, and they put the ball on the ground. That's not like them, and that's how Pittsburgh has been able to get back in this football game.
And Virginia Tech's got a little bit of a drive going right now, something they have not done all night. And, you know, with the mistakes they've made, like I said, we got a tie score going on. They just need one good drive to get them back ahead.
They keep feeding Suggs. He keeps pounding out the yardage.
And this is another dimension of Virginia Tech's offense. They're out here in 2 tight ends. They're running power football and option football.
So the game track. Lee Suggs had 19 yards at the half. Broke a 59-yarder early in the second half. And he's the only untouchable out there because Kevin Jones pulled a hamstring in the first quarter. Meanwhile, the latest star addition to receiver U, Larry Fitzgerald's put on quite a show. 3 touchdowns, all 3 for the Panthers. Maybe more to come. Wilford in motion on 2nd down and 7. Suggs again. This is a Lee Suggs drive, and they'll have a 3rd and 3 coming from the 26. Tackled by Tez Morris.
Now, what does 2 tight ends do to the defense? It forces the defense to balance up. They can't overshift to one tight end or the other. You see a tight end on either side, and then the power play with a double team down by the tight end or the guard and tackle. Backside guard pulls around. In that case, with that defensive alignment, the tight end singles, and you got a nice gain. Forcing the defense to square up.
Another option. Randall keeping short. Short by a couple of yards. Let's check in again with Matt Weiner.
Well, Dave, UCLA keeps taking big leads on Washington. Washington keeps chipping away. Cody Pickett, Paul Arnold looks harmless enough, except Arnold's gone. Right around the corner, goes 67 yards down the sideline, and the Huskies back within 3 in the 4th.
Again, and here they've got 4th down and really 2.
And very little confidence in their place kicker.
Again, he's 0 from 40 to 49. If he kicked it from here, it'd be about a 42-yarder.
With a lot of wind. Nick Schmidt, a true freshman, having a tough time.
Well, Frank Beamer says he has paid absolutely no attention yet to BCS standings. You can understand why. It's going to shuffle every week. But coming in, Oklahoma and Miami were 1 and 2. Notre Dame will now fall. So will NC State, dropping from the ranks of the undefeated today. And we're down to 6 perfect records. 2 in jeopardy, Georgia and Virginia Tech. But Oklahoma is taking care of Colorado. They go to A&M, then they hope the Big 12 title. Miami at Tennessee, home to Virginia Tech. Tonight, Florida. Georgia, if they win tonight, clinches a berth in the SEC title game. Ohio State still has Michigan left. Michigan destroyed Michigan State today.
Bowling Green undefeated, but they won't be high enough in the BCS rankings to get that bid. And let me just say this right off the bat here, the BCS in the standings. If Miami goes undefeated, they have got to be in the national title game. I don't care what standings are or anything.
Absolutely.
It would be an absolute sin if this team, undefeated last year and wins, and it goes undefeated this year and does not find themselves in the title game. It would be absolutely wrong.
Well, they got 30 in a row now.
I mean, they are.
You know how hard that is? I can't tell you how hard that is to win 30 football games in a row in today's football world. They are going to try the field goal.
The longest of the two, 22. This would be 42 for Schmidt.
And again, 0 for 2 this year between 40 and 49.
Not even close.
I believe I would have had to try that 4th and 2 with that nice option they've been going up and down the field with.
Carter Worley continues to nurse a lower back problem, and Frank Beamer going with the true freshman. Even the body language didn't help.
Red is the color of passion. My hot magma clipper cover is red. He's in the hot tub with a girl, and they're naked. You do the math.
What does your phone say about you?
You know the clean feeling the dentist gives you? Now you can get it between visits. Introducing the newest Crest Spin Brush, Spin Brush Pro. It spins and goes up and down. For that dentist clean feeling, satisfaction guaranteed. The Crest Spin Brush Pro.
You want to go? You want to go, little man? What do you then? Well, dance, little man, dance. You want to go? You want to go? Well, you're the tackling dummy. Dummy. Am I stuttering? I'm asking one more time. Do you want to go? Mama can't help you now. It's big boy school.
Recess is over. Ray Lewis has his game on. Do you? Madden NFL 2003.
If it's in the game,
EA Sports. It's in the game. Rated E for everyone.
Next time you're on the road and you need to fill your tank, here's something to consider. New Shell gasoline is specially formulated to help prevent deposit buildup in your engine, which helps keep it clean. And a clean engine performs better, which is why when they're looking for more from their gasoline, so many drivers choose Shell.
At BASF, we don't make the floor, we make it tougher. We don't make a lot of the products you buy, we make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
Heartburn can be brought on by stress or food. For fast relief, get Zantac 75. Zantac quickly blocks the strongest acid trigger for heartburn relief that's gentle anytime. Zantac, the shape of fast heartburn relief anytime.
There are Hokie fans even in Kandahar, Afghanistan, who sent their good wishes. And in return, they got some swag. All right.
Our heart goes out to you folks over there, taking care of all the rest of us so we can be here and do this.
21 all, Pittsburgh ball, 25-yard line. Running effectively in the second half. Myrie for 6 to Matt Weiner.
Dave Cedric Benson, 199 yards rushing against Iowa State last week, finds his way in here from 4 yards out, and Texas up by 10 on Nebraska. That 26-game home win streak in jeopardy. Meanwhile, Syracuse is added to their lead. They're up 38-27 on Central Florida.
419 passing yards for Chris Sims.
Those Sims guys can throw it now. Popper's pretty good, too.
Myrie, midfield and beyond. And Brandon Myrie continues the onslaught on the ground by Pittsburgh. 22 more yards. They are destroying the Hokie front four. Don't forget Thursday Night Football presented by Circuit City and Conference USA. Dave Ragone and Gino Gaduli hook up Cincinnati and Louisville, which is still trying to stay in the race for the Conference USA Championship. Presented by Circuit City, 7:30 Eastern Thursday night. That's almost Just a second interception for Hall, and he would not have stopped until the goal line. He read it. He did everything but catch it.
Wow, what a great read by Hall, and Fitzgerald came over to block and couldn't hit him because the ball was in the air. Again, Fitzgerald is coming over to block Hall. You see him there cutting out. Hall reads it all the way and steps in front of it.
Maybe Slade gets a little assist. He may not get through.
He'd have been to the house, I'll tell you that much, if Hall hung on to it.
This one was in the end zone on a fade for Fitzgerald. Rutherford, another keeper all the way. They're ready for it. Knocked down to the line of scrimmage. Mike Daniels on the stop, along with Jim Davis. In the Big East, Miami struggled a while with Rutgers, but went to 4-0. And the winner here tonight will tie the Hurricanes up top. West Virginia right behind. Looking strong today against Temple and improving to 6-3.
Again, let's keep an eye on Chris Wilson, the tight end. Down here, see if he can get out in the route or if he has to stay in.
He's out on the route. Rutherford looking his way. It's another leaping grab by Fitzgerald. And again, you hear 65,000 go quiet at once. 14 more yards.
A polished, sophisticated passing game does not fall apart on 3rd and 11. Comes up against man free. Here's the free safety. You got man-to-man coverage on both receivers. Fitzgerald comes off. Maybe a little contact between him and D'Angelo Hall, number 4. The throw's perfect. The turn and the catch.
5 catches, 105 yards, 3 scores for Fitzgerald. Myrie pulled down behind the line of scrimmage. Getting up there first. Jonathan Lewis, the brother of Kevin. They used to run up grocery bills up to $800 a month. Does that sound like the goal account?
That's exactly right. That's what it sounds like. Walt Harrison, his 6th year. That's, now you mentioned Fitzgerald over 100 yards receiving. That's the 36th time since Walt Harrison's been here that they've had a receiver go over 100 yards. I'd say he's brought a bit of a passing attack there.
They keep bringing in the great ones. Fake draw to Myrie, going deep to the end zone and overthrown, incomplete, and Slade double covered that time.
This wind is so fierce. I really think Rutherford has got to acknowledge, he's got to get used to the fact that he's got the wind with him now. I think that ball took off on. I don't think that was an intentional throwaway. I think he likes to hang it up because he believes his guys can come down with it. And he threw that thing into the cheerleaders.
Again, that's the wind, as you mentioned before, Dave, down in the field. That ball gets up in the air. A lot more than that.
Harris wants time out and gets it. And Rutherford will head over, get instructions on a 3rd and 13. Both teams, 2 timeouts left, just under 10 minutes left. And a great one tonight from Blacksburg.
Your knees, there you go. Excellent. Square your hips. That was good. All right, back in position. There you go. Active feet, like a ballet dancer. There you go. Good. That's a winner.
This darn thing.
This darn thing.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Thing's got some zip on it.
Start your Sunday with the NFL Countdown team, now joined by Coach Phil Parcells.
And they're in trouble.
And get weekly insights from John Madden, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
It is a wall, strong, solid, attached to nothing but the heart and soul of America. Monday, visit the Vietnam Memorial with the Travel Channel. Take this emotional journey along with veterans and the families left behind. See how they shed a new light on this unique place and uncover the secrets that make it a living legacy. American Icons, Vietnam Memorial. Monday at 9, only on the Travel Channel.
Rain, snow, sunshine, dear. It doesn't matter when you're near. Who cares about the weather? We'll be together right here.
Comfortable, versatile, our best-selling shoe. Men's and women's all-weather Mocs, just $29.50. And maybe the most noteworthy shoe you'll ever own. Only from Land's End.
ESPN2's presentation of college football, brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Grilling up the turkey legs tonight. I'm still a little surprised that a team whose real nickname is the Gobblers serves turkey legs. You think they serve duck in Eugene, Oregon?
I don't care about any of that. I just want to know why they're not up here.
3rd and 13. Good protection for Rutherford. Now it breaks down. Colas has him. Somehow gets a pass off. Picked off. Another Virginia Tech takeaway. Willie Pyle. But he could thank Colas. Rutherford was going to be sacked for a loss of about 25 yards if he didn't get that pass off.
Take the sack. Take the sack. You've got the wind at your back. Your punter can get the ball in the air. You're still going to pin him back. Great job by Colas. We talked about how these ends come flying off the corner. They do. He does a good job readjusting. Beats Rob Petiti, breaks back out. Take the sack with your wind at your back and the punter coming on the field.
One interception into the end zone. This one at midfield. Like the score, turnovers are now even. Back to Suggs, who's going forward toward 130 yards to Matt Weiner.
All right, Dave, Nebraska's not giving up that home win streak without a fight. Back in this game, down 10. Jamal Lord will pitch it to Darren Dietrich. He gets in easily in the corner, and they're back within 3 in Lincoln. Georgia and Florida, Bulldogs up by 1. What the?
Big games by both quarterbacks there, Sims and Lord. This one down to 9-13 and counting. Randall almost picked off by Moore. 3rd and 10 coming. Sunday night football. This is critical for both the Jaguars and the Giants, as Mark Brunell will take Jacksonville in against the defensive Michael Strahan in New York. Sunday night football, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN, also on ESPN Deportes, and it starts as always with NFL Primetime presented by Miller Lite at 7:30.
Boy, Phil, you talked about Pittsburgh Panthers here struggling in the red zone. The Giants, boy, they are having all kind of problems in the red zone as well.
Strahan and Brunell is a pretty fascinating matchup, though.
Out of the gun, Randall gets away from a sack. And finally, they drop him at the 47. Tech cannot move it after the interception.
Here's the interesting thing to look in the last 8:48 as the clock continues to go here is field position. Virginia Tech, if they want to get a field goal to win this game, are going to have to get it down pretty deep because they're going into the wind. Pittsburgh, you know, they're obviously in a different situation with the wind at the back. And Abdul, their kicker, his long is a 47-yarder this year, and he'll have the aid of the wind if they get position.
And Burns nailed this one, but doesn't get the bounce. So 47 yards.
You see his reaction. Vinny wanted to hang that up and get his team good field position. He's kicking into the wind, and the doggone thing just took off on him.
We've seen the Larry Fitzgerald show produce all 3 Pittsburgh touchdowns. Does he have anything left in his bag of tricks?
Hi, I'm Emmett.
And I'm not.
We may not look it.
But we're a lot alike.
We both like giving back to the community.
And we're both considered quite stylish.
And we both believe that phone service should be simple.
Oh, yeah, like 10-10-220.
It's cheap, whether you use it a little or a lot.
99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes.
And there are no monthly commitments.
So you only pay for the calls you make. So, what do you think of the shirt?
Too loud.
What do you think of the shirt?
Dial 10-10-220.
And what did you do this weekend?
I called this girl, but the line was busy.
Gary? Matt?
I went to Wendy's for lunch. Well, I see their hamburgers on TV and they look good. I ordered a classic double with cheese. Call me crazy, but I think they made it just for me. Hot, juicy, it tasted great. And when I finished, I felt good. And I liked that feeling.
Bravo! Sure. Wendy's Classic Double with cheese. And our pickup window's open till midnight or later, so you can eat great even late.
Own it on DVD and video.
Coming up on Sports Center, will unbeaten Georgia wade past the Gators or cap a day of BCS upsets? Plus, we'll tell you where Tigers lurking at the Tour Championship. Join me, Steve Berthium, and Linda Cohn, Sports Center, 10 Eastern on ESPN.
Hokies have lost another player to injury. Justin Hamilton with a sprained ankle taken in for x-rays. Kevin Jones out since the first quarter with a pulled hamstring. 21 all. Pittsburgh with 8:22 to go from their 20. And they have dominated the second half. And surprisingly, more on the ground, really, than through the air against the nation's #1 run defense. Here's a bootleg by Rutherford. They set up well in the third quarter. Chased by Kyle and held to a gain of 8. So if Pittsburgh wins this one, you know they burst into the top 25 in football. They're in the top 4 in the preseason basketball poll.
Ben Howland has come over from Northern Arizona from being a lumberjack over to turn this program around. When he first got there, there were some discipline problems. He ended up the first year he got there with 8 guys on the bench. He got the players in there he wanted. He has really turned that program around.
2nd and 2. Myrie, no. Back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by Jonathan Lewis, the young true freshman brother of Kevin Lewis, number 56 in at defensive tackle, has really made a difference. He's shored up the middle. They're not getting knocked off the ball the way they were earlier. He was very highly recruited. He's coming here to join his big brother, and he's making his mark.
Kevin, the sophomore.
I'll tell you why. Charlie Weil, their defensive line coach, works fundamentals. I was at practice Thursday, and they just did fundamentals in the chutes. That's how you get good up front on the line.
Third down. The Hokies knew where it was headed, and they stopped Myrie a yard short. To Matt Weiner.
All right, Dave, we've got all sorts of developments going on. Florida and Georgia. It's Rex Grossman to Ben Thorpe for the touchdown. Grossman then ran in the 2-point conversion. So right now, cocktails on the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, Texas punted it away. Nebraska, big return. They're within field goal range, less than a minute to go.
Wow. Boy, you can't give up a 10-point lead in the last 3 minutes.
You
on
can't?
the road, even at Nebraska. No, you can't do that, can you?
Not supposed to.
No, you can.
Well, here we go now with another punt, guys, and we know, and they're going to try and quick punt him here.
Officials won't let that happen. Watch the umpire stand over the football. You used to be able to do that, but the officials will not allow that anymore.
Good snap. Andy Lee gets it off, and it is a beauty. All backs up. 21. Lost it. And still on his feet. All that after a 50-yard punt by Andy Lee.
Yeah, I want to announce that it was a perfect snap by number 91, Jonathan Sitter. Jonathan, buddy, nobody ever brags on you when you get it right. You can't have much pressure than you just had on you right there, son.
Hey,
trust me, I know. My son snapped the ball in this stadium for the University of Virginia, and he wasn't very popular. He said this stadium's the toughest place to be the long snapper in the world. Bill Curry Jr. tells many stories about Lane Stadium and his experiences with the Wahoos over here.
Can you tell us some of the things that were said to him?
Nope.
All right.
Hokies in the 23 Suggs. Panthers ready for that. Gain of 2.
Hokies could use a little Vic. There's a Vic right there.
Got to wait for next year for Marcus.
I'll tell you what, the NFL darn sure wishes that that Michael was still here. Everybody except the Atlanta Falcons.
Michael Vick is making everybody else in the NFL look slow. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely awesome. I went to a Packer reunion that first game, and he just ran by the Green Bay Packers secondary.
And 0 interceptions he's thrown this
None.
year.
Randall option. It's bobbled and somehow hangs on as he is blasted by Tyrone Gilliam.
What happened there is that there was an escape. Brian Guzik was not supposed to be the option man, and he escaped a block. He's lined up at the end of the line of scrimmage on the right. Right there is Brian. He's inside. He comes inside out and forces the pitch. He's not supposed to be the man that he's pitched off of, so the pitch man actually makes the hit and almost knocked it loose. That was Tyrone Gilliard. Great defense by Guzik.
This has settled into a defensive struggle now in the fourth quarter. Randall running out of time and sacked at the 21-yard line. Vince Croshunas got him back to man.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. We have a development in the Nebraska-Texas game. We told you they're within field goal range. Jamal Lord into double coverage, picked by Nathan Vasher, and that's your ball game. Texas wins it. Meanwhile, UCLA returns an interception for a touchdown. They're up by 10.
So in 11 years now, 2 home losses by Nebraska, both to Texas. Not much on the punt. Roll will help a little bit. 32 yards. All Burns gets out of this one, and field position for the Panthers with 4:20 to go.
The wind is making a mark. The punts are telling. They're not going very far for the guys into the wind, and they're going very far for the others. So here's Pittsburgh with superb field position and the wind at their backs.
Difference in the freshman kickers. Abdul came in here having hit 9 in a row. He missed from 28 in the wind, but he's hit from as long as 47.
That would mean they would need to get to the 30-yard line of Virginia Tech to make it a 47-yard.
Last series, very predictable. This one starts the same way, but Myrie breaks free from Pyle. Gone. Foot race. Brandon Myrie, touchdown. 53 yards, and just the second time all season. Virginia Tech trails.
One more time, we've got to hand it to the big guys up front. Chad Reed, Brian Anderson, Dan LeCarte. The guards in the center for Pittsburgh have been dominant in this football game in the second half. A nice job out there by Petiti and a missed tackle by Willie Pyle. He virtually never misses a tackle. And look at the foot speed of Myrie. You think Alabama would like to have him back?
Extra point. Abdul. 28-21 Pittsburgh. Brandon Myrie, 17th carry, goes 53 yards. Panthers by 7.
Rated E for everyone.
This is what it feels like when I start draining threes.
This is what you'll see when you bring it in my lane.
This is what it feels like to be dunked on.
This is what it feels like to play in the NBA.
NBA 2K3.
At BASF, we don't make the mattress, we make it softer. We don't make the boots, we make them drier. We don't make the car, we make it more colorful. We don't make the snowboard, we make it stronger. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy, we make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
Last series, very predictable. This one starts the same way, but Myrie breaks free from Pyle. Gone. Foot race. Brandon Myrie, touchdown. That moment can last forever as far as Brandon Myrie is concerned.
We talked about the beginning of this game of what happened last year with Pitt blowing out Vatek and talking smack. Virginia Tech getting motivated this week. We said right off the top of the telecast, who was going to bring their hand up and punch the guy in the mouth the most and the best for 60 minutes, and it's been Pittsburgh doing it.
That revenge stuff works in preparation. It doesn't mean anything once the game starts. You got to get the job done, and what's happened is Pittsburgh's been more physical than Virginia Tech.
On the ground, who would have thought they would run all over Virginia Tech?
Nobody would have thought that.
Lee Suggs dropping back. From the 3. Johnson wrestled down at the 20. Shane Lichty with an inspired tackle. And what was Walt Harris like as he watched Myrie come back for the congratulations? He had to fight off the line to get to him.
It's all right. He's a head coach. He can do anything he wants to. He's dang sure going to hug that back, though, and he should. Because Myrie outran a fast secondary to get in the end zone.
So he has had a few.
Yes, he has. Could this be the 3rd over Virginia Tech?
Well, considering the build-up for this one, may be as good as he's had at Pittsburgh. That one bounced. Nearest man was Johnson.
And he has never had a victory in this stadium with the Pittsburgh team.
Dave, you talked earlier. They've trailed one time this year against Texas A&M 3-0. They're not used to playing from behind.
No, they're not. It just has not happened. They're not used to coming into a series looking for revenge from 38-7. They had chances in the 3rd quarter of 21-7 to pretty much put it away, and the Panthers struck back with the 2 touchdown passes to Fitzgerald. Most of the 4th quarter has been a defensive slugfest until Myrie broke the 53-yard. Another low throw on the run, intended for Witten, down to Alex Flanagan.
Well, Dave, I was just listening to Grant Knoll, who you know used to be the starter here, blew out his knee, talking to Brian Randall. He's been encouraging him during this game on the sidelines. He just went over to him, though, and was very frustrated and said, Brian, you've got to say something to your offensive linemen. Make them help you. Dave?
Huh, wow, good
That's
idea.
Interesting, yeah.
I'll tell you, I talked about trying to pound Gerald Hayes into submission. Nobody has pounded Gerald Hayes into submission. He's still all over the field, and he's the one that just took the shot on Randall to force the errant throw.
3rd and 10, and the Hokies running out of chances. Good protection. Randall too tall for Wilford. Single coverage out there against Sean Robinson.
Well, he just threw the ball too far. He put that a little too much zoom on it and not enough top. What Zeke Bratkowski, my old buddy, the quarterback coach, said, put a little more top on there. You just hang it up and let Wilford leap and catch it. He can do it.
Well,
didn't get a chance there.
Virginia Tech's going to have to rely on their defense, which has certainly made a living on turnovers. You need to pull one here soon.
And another good punt into the wind. And a return by Robinson, ending at the 32. 47 yards.